As all platforms. Well, you guys are listening to us at home, so you know about the podcast. Make sure you download let's see here, guys. Let's see. Download Chatter Social if you're listening to us at home. That way, you're able to actually come and join us live. And there you go. I was finally able to get him up here. All right. So we're good to go. Let's guys. Let's as they bring people back up here. All right, guys. We're waiting for Thomas to come back. GA's here. Yeah. So the notifications haven't gone out yet. All right. And once the notification goes out, I guess everyone else will be coming back in. But Jotham, I think you were speaking. Go ahead and speak your piece while we wait for the notifications to go out.
So, so
Go ahead, Jotham. You were speaking.
no. So with the bringing in of, or it's not even refugee status they get, but it's more of asylum status in terms of bringing in high profiles just for their safety. We have been doing that for ages. Every president have been doing it. So for him to point to President Trump to say, hey, he should have stopped it. No, we have been protecting people for ages. So I don't know his point with this.
But the point
I
is
land
this.
there.
Well, the point is this, Jonathan. Here's the point. If he is so headstrong about stopping criminals and deporting criminals, and let's just concede the point that he is completely headstrong and we're going to get all the criminals out of this country, why would he let criminals in this country? Explain that to me.
Because that group of people, that 17 of the family, no, they're not the criminals. It's the father who is the criminal. It is one of the son who is the criminal. The rest of the kids is not the criminal side of the
Oh,
family.
you're going to tell me that El Chapo's sons were not involved? Seriously, are you going to sell me that? Because if you are, I got a Brooklyn Bridge to sell you in the middle of Idaho, bro. You going to tell me that his family was not a part of his criminal organization when they made over $1 billion a week, bruh? Seriously, come on, man.
How much of the $1 billion they bringing with them?
I'm. We're not talking about them
Since you
bringing the
know,
money.
how much of the $1 billion are they bringing with them? Since
We're
you
not
know,
talking.
go ahead,
We're
answer
not
that.
talking about the money. We're talking about the fact that they're criminals. They were a part of the criminal enterprise. You cannot seriously sit here and tell me that he ran that and his children had nothing to do with it. Seriously, bro. Seriously, that's what
So
you're gonna tell me.
they have a prince from I think it's Iran who is currently living in the United States of America. He was brought here. You have Saddam Hussein who was living here also. What are you talking about? We do it all the time. Every president do it. What are you talking about? We protect the family of the criminals, man.
I love the
Stop
fact
your
that you're.
ignorance.
I love that you're getting a workout moving the goalposts, and I hope they're not too heavy for you with those inflatable wheels. But we were just talking about El Chapo's family. We weren't talking about anybody else. We weren't talking about anybody other president. We are talking about this president. And this president is committed to getting illegal criminals, illegal immigrants that are criminals out of this country. So I need you to actually tell me, why would someone that is so headstrong in getting illegal criminals out of this country, why would he let criminals come into this country? Fix that. Declare
Because
the one and do
the
the
group
last
is the
one.
group of people who came in is not criminals. And if you can prove that they're criminals, prove it.
You're
Go
going to
ahead.
tell me, okay, you know what? If you are literally convinced that El Chapo ran that, and I can send you a whole documentary that'll actually go 16 hours, and you can actually learn how he actually got his operation, how he did it, all of his lieutenants. You can find that. You can find that on
That
almost any
actually,
And how
network,
much?
and I'll
How
show
much
it
actually,
of the
to you.
hold
family
on, wait, wait,
members?
hold on.
How much of the
Seriously.
family members were
Actually,
included
his
in
wife,
the organization he's
it
running?
was his
Send that
wife and
also.
his
Put it in the
daughter.
chat. Go ahead. Back it
I
up.
already did. I actually did. I sent it to Diana, so you can bust a brain cell on that. His wife, who was actually a very big concern person in that in the cartel, she was shipped across as well. Okay, and then other 16 other family members. So yes, that was somebody with a rap
What do you,
sheet. Okay.
put it in the put it? I'm in chatter, bro. I can't
Yeah,
see
I
what
sent it to someone that's
you
in
just put
chatter,
in.
so you can keep playing
And
that game
if
if you want.
you're the same
Go
person
ahead.
that said that the gentleman in Florida got deported, come on, man. I'm taking your word with a
You
grain
don't
of
have to take
salt.
shit, bro. You just have to read CBS News, my guy. What the fuck are you talking about? You can Google that. This shit is common nose, bro. And you know who broke it? You know who broke it was the president, Sharpen. She's the one that shit out that the Trump organization, not Biden, like you misled, right? Because you were wrong about that. That the Trump administration made that deal. But I'm gonna go on mute because I'm gonna let Unc finish talking because you obviously don't know
You're
something I
better
don't
off
know.
on mute. You're better off on mute, bro.
Dude, you can say what you want to say and try to move the goalposts. But the fact of the matter is that he's letting criminals into this country. All of them have rap sheets. All of them had a role in the criminal organization of El Chapo. All of them had jobs, and all of them have rap sheets. Where they're coming from, literally. They have rap sheets. So you cannot sell me that this man that is committed to taking criminals out of this country is okay letting criminals into this country. It is complete marketing BS, bro. Period. End of
Again,
story.
put the rap sheet in the chat so I can see it. Proof is in the pudding. Let's go.
Thomas already sent it. He already sent it to somebody, put it in the chat in chatter, bro. And I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know whether you have mentally challenged phone. Most of us have
I
smartphones.
still
You
don't
can
see
look
it,
this
brother.
up
I still
yourself.
don't see it. I'm here in chat. I still don't see it.
I mean, I put it in the chat. I don't know why you can't see it. Let me see it. Let me try again.
Hey,
Get your
well,
shit together,
Diana,
Jot.
what might happen is he had public schooling and he might be a victim of the public school system. And I always hate to say that because reading comprehension is always a problem when it doesn't prove their talking point. So that might be an issue. Sorry about that, Unc. I don't know. Maybe. Do you have any
Sorry,
crayons? Do you have
it's coming
crayons
from
over
a man
there?
who said that a kid was
Do we have any
deported from a
crayons?
United States
Maybe,
citizen was deported.
or do we have
Take it
any
with a grain
crayons
of
maybe
salt,
on
brother.
chatter?
Take
We
it with a
can
grain of
write
salt.
it out for him about how the Sinaloa cartel works, or does he believe El Chapo just did this shit by himself? And then all of a sudden, because I think that's where we're going. Unc, was the Sinaloa cartel just held up by one
Yeah,
man?
it was
And
apparently
then,
that's what he thinks. The Sinaloa cartel was held up by one man.
okay,
He doesn't know the history of it. Apparently,
you're like,
You guys don't see what he's doing with that, G-Ref? It makes perfect sense to me. What did he label all these cartels as? Terrorist organizations.
exactly.
Who knows most about all the cartels is already in jail and probably like is worried about his family already. Fucking made a deal with Chapo. He's gonna tell him where all the shit is so we can go in and fuck shit up. Clearly.
All right.
Smooth
I
move.
had to exit and come
All
back
right.
and put it in the chat. So it is in the
Do you
chat
agree,
for you,
Dan?
Jotham. I have a
I
text
just
for
I just
you.
got it. Just got it.
Do you agree with my prediction?
What was your prediction, Barth?
Chapo's gonna turn the guy that ratted on Gotti. That's why they let Trump made a deal with him. All right, you give us all the info on all these cartels because they're terrorist organizations are killing our kids and not even just kids. We'll get your family over here. You name how many. Let us know who the players are, where they are, and one fatal swoop, take them all out. Maybe not one fatal swoop.
Hold up. Isn't this the same lady? She did a plea bargain. This is the same lady that did a plea bargain, right? And we gave her immunity for her husband and the one son that we caught like a year and a half ago down in New Mexico. What are you guys talking about? We gave her a plea bargain. Come
because we
on
give
now.
innocent people plea
No, John
bargains.
Ham, but
Like,
El
what are you
Chapo would
saying?
talk.
Like, we only give innocent people
We're
like
talking
plea
about El
bargains.
Chapo.
Like,
Yes,
what do
we
you?
caught him. He got away. We caught him
Okay,
again.
John Ham, El
Yeah.
Chapo
okay.
would tell the FB or like the good guys where the other bad guys from the other cartels are. He would rat out. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
this is El Chapo is the same guy that when they caught the gang members swarmed the jail and bust him out. That same El Chapo we talking about.
First and
Is it crickets
foremost,
now?
I, I,
Is
I
it
love
crickets?
I love how cute
No,
he
I
is.
was talking to my hot wife. What'd you say? She just got home. What'd you say,
I,
No,
I
John Ham?
I'm talking about the guys in and what I call it CH. The
I
same El
like
Chapo that he got busted out of jail.
yeah, he's busted out of jail several times, but that's not the point. The point
Okay,
is
and the wife who rat him out also, and we gave the wife immunity for her testimony. That's the
the
same El Chapo wife we're talking about.
the wife did not he did not actually his wife did not actually lead to his arrest.
She rat him out where he
And
was
then
That wasn't that
last time
deal.
he busted out. She rat him out. Come on now. And we
First and
get
foremost,
and America gave her
I
immunity.
know
It's the
you're
same
I know
immunity
you're
that we are giving
wait a
everybody
minute.
else. What are you talking about for
Wait,
testifying?
hold on for a minute, Jonathan. Hold on for a minute. I know that it's great exercise to swim upstream, but bro, they have criminal. I'm gonna say it real slow so you can catch it. Criminal records, criminal rap sheets. They are legal and they
Okay,
are
okay.
not US citizens. So why are we making deals with criminals to allow them to come and live here? If our problem is that we have so many criminals already living here. Make that make sense, sir. Why make deals with criminals? What do we need? What do we need them for? We already have El Chapo in jail. We have him. We have him already. We don't need them for
We
nothing.
made the deal.
Absolutely
Made
nothing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What you're trying to do is wipe poo poo on somebody's face and telling them it's chocolate. That's what you're trying to do. The fact of the matter is, they are criminals. They have a rap sheet. So you can't sell me that he's trying to get all the criminals out of this country when he's making deals to put them in. I'm not going to let you move the goalposts. I don't care how strong your arms are. You can walk around looking like Hulk Hogan. I don't care. Don't move the goalposts. The fact is, fix that for me. Why are you making deals with criminals to let them in here? Why?
Because these are not any ordinary quote unquote criminals. First of all, it's allegedly because they have not been proven to be criminals. That's a fact. Okay. No matter how you feel about
exactly.
it, it's a fact that they have not been determined to be criminals. Okay.
actually,
So the
no.
next
Hold
piece
on.
of this, give me 1 second, I'll respond to you. The next piece of this is that these are not just any ordinary people, these are family members of El Chapo, and he is still going through legal proceedings. So it appears to be some type of agreement.
Yeah, no. Four of the sons were literally extradited out of this country in 2023 for overseeing El Chapo's wonderful empire of street pharmaceutical goods.
Exactly, Thomas. They're
So,
all sanctioned by the DEA and by the U.S. authorities. So you telling me it's not proven? You think the U.S. authority sanctions people
well, it
with no
was,
proof
but see, the
whatsoever? You
thing
think
though is this: the story
that's
was
crazy?
broken.
President
Hold on,
being informed. So
this
she is concerned. I'll pass it, I'll throw it right back to you. She is concerned. I am concerned because I'm wondering how this is going to affect our relationship with Mexico. And if the Trump administration really does believe that the Mexican government is involved with these cartels. Because let me remind you guys, during this last presidency, I want to say it was over 30 people who were put to sleep, literally, as part of this political uh, election that took place. So there's a lot of criticism from the US government towards the Mexican government. And I was actually hoping that it was going to be repaired during this administration, but it's not looking that way. So that's my answer to you, to your question.
Oh, this is.
Can I ask a stupid question?
So
To
one
that
Harvard
second,
question,
never
Diana.
millions.
asks stupid questions.
Yeah,
No, to
Exactly.
that
I
question,
don't know where he
Diana.
coming
Like
from.
to
let
that
me just
point,
ask one
Diana. Like
stupid
this
question.
administration,
The,
the
the
fact that Tannenbaum was the one that broke this story, honestly, tells you how far disarrayed we are from Mexico and having any kind of civilized, like rational, I guess, halfway point with Mexico at this point. Like it is severely in tatters to the point where I think what was it? Putin didn't meet with Trump, but then Sheinbaum met with Putin. Right. So it's the fact that Sheinbaum was the one that broke this story shows you the severity and more importantly, like to GA's point, the what would you say the lackluster or the hypocrisy of this administration saying that you're going to deport all these people, but then you're making back alley deals now with El Chapo for like his family members, and four of them you extradited out of this fucking country. You know, so I I don't know what to tell you, but that's a good question,
Well, I
Diana.
know
Thank
Sir
you.
Jude has a
well,
question,
yeah,
and go for it, Sir Jude.
yeah. I was wondering if what we are saying is that a Chapo, we know that he owns billions and he ran um, a dubious criminal enterprise as the head of a cartel organization. So are we saying that his family members are completely exempt from his organization and they don't apply the RICO law doesn't apply to them?
No, we're saying that just
No.
like undocumented people, you guys are saying need to go through an entire process. So do people who are family members of drug cartels, because that point is separate, in my opinion. I think the big point here, um, is going to be whether Trump believes that he's going to make it important for him to do whatever he can to fully dismantle the cartels. So remember, he passed an act that made it so that they became terrorists. And if Trump can pull off making better relationships in that area, I think, Sir Jude, that's a reason for him doing these types of deals. These are not regular, Clubhouse was basically, I thought, saying that it was some random gang members. These are people connected to one of the biggest cartels on the planet. And if he can get them talking and he can get
Exactly.
them dismantled, then Trump's going to put a really big W right next to his name for dealing with these freaking terrorists from all over the planet at the same damn time. How is that, Sir
That's a
Jude?
fact. You're
Exactly.
Well,
liking my
That's a
theory now, huh?
fact.
well,
Hey,
I
and
think that
you know,
that
G Rap
she asked me a
and
question.
that
Let
is
me answer.
that is
G.
just because you got Diana to say it doesn't make you can put lipstick
Yeah.
on this, but let's be very
Thomas, you
clear
better
about
come
one.
say it to my
It's
face over here
it's
on
the
Chatter.
same.
Come
It's the
over.
I'll
same
say
thing
it to
I'm
your face in
saying.
real
The
life.
same
What are you
exact
talking
thing.
about? Because the problem that you have right now is when you have someone that is openly taking grifts with his cryptocurrency. El
You
Chapo has
interrupted
what?
St. Jude.
How
El
the hell
Chapo
did you
has
take us
what?
to
Yeah,
He
there
has
we
cryptocurrency right
go.
money,
now?
See what he
right?
does?
That's
He
what
And
I'm
what
won't
saying.
let
He
happens is
burn.
he took his
Swimming
money
upstream in a
and
circle
got
like a long-legged
paid,
And
duck.
and
y'all
more
killing
importantly,
Harvard
flew
over
this
there.
over.
Harvard wants to
So
answer.
we'll
St.
Come on,
Jude,
Sir
you're
Jude.
up.
see. So we'll
We don't
see
want to talk
if
about
there's
Bitcoin
any
or the Earth
cracking
flat.
crime, and I'm using
Dude,
quotation
ADD
marks
is
on
hell
the
right now for that
fact
No,
man.
that's
that
Sir
just
he's
Jude,
whenever
answer
living
a
in a
me.
liberal
back
loses
alley
a, they
jail
Chat.
got three
to
go-tos.
just make
Chat, you
money
still
for
awake?
him and himself, and that's all that comes down to.
Right.
awesome. Great
Oh my
point.
God, what
Great
a hot
point.
mess. Harvard,
Let's go,
you're
Sir
up.
Jude.
Well, to do difference to you, Diana, if he was bringing them over here, if he's bringing them over here for to further the cost of investigation, that's one point. But
The fuck,
I think
man?
there is more to it than that. The appearance itself, I don't think that's the reason. A lot of people have speculated about some certain things, some certain investment that these people were bringing, and if at all they are bringing any money, and if that report is true, so that means we are incorporating illegal and illicit fund, and we are allowing these people to come because of whatever that is coming with them. That's the report that is out there. And if that is the overriding interest, then that doesn't really, the idea that our investigating policies will rely solely on the subjective picking of the president doesn't seem to me like a very sound approach. That's my opinion, but I leave it there.
We'll see. We will see.
Mr. Jude, Mr. Jude, a few nights ago, me and you stayed up late in the night. We were discussing a family from, I think it's Iran. The family was from. Correct. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where
Okay, go ahead.
the son is actually here in the U.S. seeking refuge. Correct. Correct.
You're talking about the Shah, the son of the Shah of Iran?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
And the family was thrown out. Correct. And we took him in as asylum seekers because they went to, I think it's Egypt. That's what you explained to me. And from there, they moved on here. And we took them in. They live in, I think it's Virginia, as asylum seekers. So with that, transferring that to this, where we are taking in a family of the cartels, where Trump is after the cartels, is to keep the family safe.
Well,
Isn't
the
that
point is, if keeping the family safe then loses the argument because we don't have to protect cartels. We don't care because they have majority of them, especially El Chapo, has the blood of Americans on his hands, and he has basically we haven't we designated cartels to be terrorist organization, so we don't have to protect them. All right. But if he's bringing them here, we do difference to Diana. That's a spin. If he's bringing them here in order to aid the investigations, I don't know how they're going to aid the investigations. All right. But if that's the reason why he's bringing them here, that's logical. Even though it's debatable, it's still logical. But if it's just for
correct?
protection, why would we want to protect cartels if we want them
Because
dead?
from what I understood, it was the fact that they ratted him out.
Well,
That's what my
then
understanding
And
is.
again,
see, I actually haven't been able to find anything on this other than just what we've talked about, that it's been 17 members, that it's part of a deal between the Trump administration and
Family,
them.
correct?
Uh-huh, the family, which is just
Okay. And
bizarre.
Well, they
if it's a deal between a country and a family, then and the father of the family is in jail and the rest of the family is cutting a deal, then that means some talking is happening.
first and foremost, they have acknowledged they've kept 15 members' identity secrets, but they have admitted that Griselda Lopez Perez, which is El Chapo's second wife, and either Ovidio or Joaquin is the other person because one of their children is coming as well. And let's just talk about Griselda, which is the second wife. She is currently under investigation for her part in cartel activities. And if it's Joaquin, their son, he has been indicted in the U.S. along with his brother for trafficking. He actually has been arrested, and we won't even talk about the other one. The other one actually was he was indicted in the U.S. for conspiracy to traffic cocaine and methamphetamines and marijuana, and he literally was arrested in Mexico in 2019, but he was released after the cartel retaliated so violently, literally. So this ridiculous notion that the Trump organization or the Trump administration has made a deal with the Brady Bunch and they're coming over here with their pinafores and dresses. Oh, our daddy was a bad man, but we were okay. This is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous notion. If you know anything about the Sinaloa cartels and how the cartels actually got split into three in the first place, and how El Chapo actually ended up taking over the other two from the other two people, if you knew anything about it, it is a family organization. Everything in cartel life in Mexico is family. Every piece of the family deals with it. Every portion of the family deals with it. If you're related, you have a job in the cartel. That is how it's run. And if you don't know that, just say you don't know that. But please don't try to make it something that it is. We are not making subdivisions out of Legos. This is a fact and a thing. So just admit that.
You know the
And
fun
you
fact
know
is
it to
that
be
they
fact,
actually learned
correct?
that from
Because
us.
I'm guessing you grew up in Mexico along with beside the cartel.
No, I actually went to a private school and learned how to read and do research. And I've spent time in Mexico. I do have business interests in Mexico, but that's beside the point. The fact is that I don't regurgitate ridiculousness and don't go do my own research. I have the same smoke for the left and the right. But ridiculousness is ridiculousness. And the fact of the matter is, I have circumvented certain areas in Mexico to do business because the cartels run what they run, and every single member of their families actually play a role in it. So stop this. This is ridiculous. This is like saying, well, you know what? He's not all black, or she's a little bit pregnant. She's all the way pregnant. Just don't do this.
I mean, all those things were totally different though. But here's the thing, right? So
Exactly.
if let's go with what you're saying, let's say that all 17 members had a role in the cartel. So I keep looking into this, and the Mexico's security secretary is saying that this is most likely tied to the son of El Chapo providing intelligence on cartel operations as part of his plea deal, and that the deal allowed these family members, including the ex-wife, to cross into US from Tijuana, and it was to protect their life due to threats in Mexico stemming from the cooperation. So
You might need to say it again so he could hear you, so he could wipe
I
the
just have
Diddy
one
doo
question,
doo off
Diana.
his
I have
face.
one question. Then I have a one question.
we did 12
What?
point font, and then now we're doing like extra
Yeah.
syllable.
No. I just have one question.
Look
So
at why
if
a lot of people are
if
skeptical about
hold
that,
on. So
right?
here's the thing, though, right? If Trump deems Mexico as a hostile country and then evades Mexico, what do you think about that?
I
Can you
don't
repeat
think
that
you're
one more time?
understanding it. I don't think
If
you're
Trump
understanding it,
deems
Thomas.
that
You
I'm
have
talking to Diana, can we stay on mute? I swear to God, my 2 year
Oh, I
old can
can't
pay
wait till you
attention and
guys
stay
meet
on
on
mute.
Chatter.
I'm
Okay.
literally
so
asking Diana
jump
this one
overboard
simple
then. Come
question,
on,
right?
let me see.
It's kind of fucking weird. Like you guys can't just be civil just for 2 seconds, right? So here's my question to you, Diana, right? If Trump deems Mexico as a hostile country, right, being controlled by the cartels, right? Because let's all remember that Mexico did find a whole bunch of rare earth materials over there that we need for all of our chip parts, right? Um, and he deems Mexico as a hostile country or banana republic, and then evades. How would you feel about that?
If he deems Mexico a hostile country because of the cartels and
Hmm.
he invades, what would I think about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I totally think that he would do that. I totally, like I said a little while ago,
100%.
I think that Trump is like, you know how we used to get stickers when we were kids for all the good things that we did, the stars? I think he's got a little gold star placement for himself to take out all the freaking terrorists. I think that anything that Trump is like, well, that's a good idea for me to be known for. That's a good idea for me to be known for. I really do think the man operates to a degree in that way. And if he sees the ability to go in and take out these terrorists, he's going to do it. Now, it's tricky because when you look at it from the perspective of him leaving the Mexican president out of it, there could be a benefit for the Mexican president because if she has zero connection with any of the cartels and America's coming in to bulldoze them, then there's a degree of separation between her and these cartels. And these cartels don't mess around. What I'm going to look into that I'm curious about is if this was part of a plea deal from 2023, why are these family members just crossing over? Because when I just read this, I thought to myself, wow, I mean, if this is happening and they're over here making this public, we should be seeing something relatively soon because if they're divulging information about all of the cartels out there, that means they're going to start scattering and they're going to get desperate. But then I read that this is tied to 2023. So now I got to go back and do a little bit more research. But that's what I think, Thomas. I absolutely think that he's structured everything to give him the right to say, okay, I can go into any country and take you guys out. I do think he thinks that way. And not only him, I think the people he has behind all these nuclear weapons that make so many people so fascinated, I think they've got it out more for this type of stuff than Trump does.
Well, I mean, we already know from like General Mattis that he's already tried to order a missile strike on Mexico. So, I mean, it's not like it's beyond the scope of reality here. I think that this is dangerous. I think that this is problematic, and this is a country that we've had known connections for a long fucking time. So, for me, this is highly problematic, to be honest with you. And you're right.
Yeah,
Why is it? And
sorry, go ahead.
why does it date back all the way back to you said was it you said 2023 that this deal was initially put on the table and no president took that bet until Trump took it.
Yeah, it's Joaquin's deal.
Yeah. So to me, it's just well, it becomes like you said, it's super problematic because it's been on the table, but nobody was going to take it until we have Trump now, and either through fiduciary gain, which I personally think it is, or more importantly, going after those rare earth materials to help support the factories that Biden put into place, because a lot of those factories are chip processing factories. And but now this is the
You
part where we
know,
Got it.
start putting
I
that
know
thing
that Sir
down.
Jude, you want to jump in and just let me
yeah,
clarify this point. The reason for the difference in dates is because this is an ongoing case, and they're saying that in July 2025, the son of El Chapo was expected to change his plea deal, and that suggests that it has something to do with what's going on. I'll keep researching this, and we can talk about it as it progresses. But Sir Jude, go for it.
the one thing that people find troubling about the whole thing is this: there is a pattern here. The deal that brought the Chapo in into custody was with um, Mexican government, and Mexican government had been sidelined in whatever else that concerning his family. We know that his family is the one that is in charge of all the money that this guy has. And we know, you know, and I'm not saying it's a wrong thing. We know that Trump goes in whenever his interest is implicated, that he goes it alone if he have to do that. We see him do that. We see him do that with the Israelis in other places. But look at the dangerous pattern here. And it's all about money. I don't know if you guys heard about a man called Justin Sun. He's a Chinese guy, Chinese Japanese guy that was under investigation by the SEC. And as soon as Trump took over, he invested $30 million in Trump's cryptocurrency, and the SEC dropped his charges. Some of these reports have circulated involving other people. So I am not surprised. Okay. Listen, if these people make their billions from America and then Trump makes a deal and said, you know what, bring your money, bring all the money to America, even though it's illicit money, bring the money to America and then we'll see what we're going to do about it and save your life. I mean, if that is what is going on, that is what is going on. But don't come to me and say that, this we are bringing them here to save their life and yada yada yada. and Mexican government is not involved in it, it doesn't really pass muster. That's kind of insource intelligence. But I land with that.
So, Mr. Jude, when you look at the cartels and the Mexican government, the Mexican government is owned by the cartels. We cannot dispute that. That's undisputed. Because
Allegedly, we cannot say that in debate the news. I'm
okay,
just kidding,
sorry,
joking.
sorry, my bad,
I'm
my
just
bad.
trolling you, but that
Everything
is a
has been
false statement.
okay. But then when you look at the last time, what's his name was the last president made an effort to clean up Mexico City. What happened? It was shootouts in the streets by the cartels. People were getting gunned down, like if it's a carnival, and that's a known fact. That was back in 22 or 21, right? So they're owned by the cartels. So to separate them, if you not tell the government what you're doing with them, then as you pointed out, the government will look good. I don't know anything of what the Americans are doing. But if the Americans tell the government, the cartels may know what is happening. And that's just my point of view on it. That's, and I land there.
Yeah, because if you don't follow the money, then when you just oppose this particular incident with a different other incident, think about the Taliban, the Afghanistans that helped us fight the war. Their life is at
Correct.
stake. Okay, their life is
Correct.
at stake. If they go back to Afghanistan, they're definitely going to be killed. But these guys
Correct.
don't have no money, and we are shipping them back anyway, under the assumption that that the Taliban is not going to kill them. We know that Taliban is going to kill them. They've been killing them, right?
Hmm.
So these guys don't have no money. They have no economic. We don't have no economic incentive where they are, right? So these ones, we don't care about them. But we are bringing in drug cartel that they're going to help us with investigation. While other people that helps us in actual investigations and produce results, and we're shipping them back because they don't have any economic status. So when you just oppose that, you cannot say that what something don't quite really smell well here. But I learned.
That's my point, Sir Jude. That is my point. Something does not cut the mustard. That is my point, 1,000%. Is that, when you can actually make a deal, and that's my whole point about administration, is pay for play. It's pay for access. It's, give me a plane. I'll make your life better. Put put 2 billion into my cryptocurrency and pay us that way. I'll make your life better. Bring your money over here and put it into my crypto. I'll make your life better. I'll save your life. Something doesn't pass the mustard. It just doesn't smell right, and you can't tell me anything other. I agree with you 1,000%.
Somebody
Well,
told me that that plane situation was actually started with the Biden administration. Is that true?
No, it
no,
wasn't. No,
no,
it wasn't.
no,
Trump
not even
actually
remotely
said
close.
he said on Fox News that he was the one that the conversation was initiated between him and I think the Qatar government. It wasn't Biden. No.
And in fact, that
And
plane.
Trump will take
Then we find
credit
out,
for pretty much
and
everything that
then
is happening that is good.
hold on, and then to find out actually the Saudis were going to mothball that. It cost them millions of dollars to mothball that plane and decommission it. So apparently it was brought up by then Trump, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll give you the plane for free because it ends up saving the money. It's literally, and I think what is he's over here on Fox News crying like a little bitch, that he can't keep the $400 million leftover because it's an older ass plane.
It's a plane
Um,
that they were trying to get rid of, Thomas. They've
yes,
been passing
yeah.
those planes out like Pez candy because
Well,
they
it's
want to actually cut their costs. They've gone to
yeah.
smaller, more technologically advanced planes. They've been passing them planes out like Pez
I think
candy.
the last,
So
yeah, no, the last
That plane
747
is
was
newer
rolled
than
out.
the
Hold
current
on. The
planes that we
last
have. What are you guys
747,
talking about?
the last 747
No,
was
that
rolled out
plane.
literally like I think about maybe, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago by Boeing. And it was literally sold to like a shipping company because they've been moving to the 747 and 737 models. So it's one of those aspects to like even getting like, I mean, yes, you have a Mercedes. Yes, it is impressive, but no one makes parts for that shit anymore.
And
And it's like, yeah,
The 747 800. That's what it
and
is.
they've
It's a
yeah.
it's
2016
been for sale for almost
747.
3 years. They can't get anybody to buy it.
The Air Force One that we currently use is a 2012. The plane is a 13-year-old plane, not 2016.
Listen,
13-year-old plane.
that plane was customized for their prime minister, and the plane was costing them a whole lot of money to maintain and to keep. They've been trying to sell that plane for the past 4 or 5 years. Nobody will take it. Okay, it's a good thing they're giving it to America, but the point is they're getting rid of their problem. What are they getting in return?
Well, that
We know
plane's going to
that
cost
Trump.
us.
We know that
Hold
Trump
on.
is investing. Hold on. We know
Uh-huh.
that Trump is investing his own personal cryptocurrency, about 2 billion, in the country. It's a personal thing. The countries that Trump visited are the countries that he has particular self-interest in. Saudi Arabia, he's building the golf course over there. Okay. He's in Syria. They have made him an offer to build a hotel in Syria. So, yielding to the Saudi's pressure, he is now normalizing relations with Syria because that goes to Saudi interests. So all of this is all nice, well and good. But at the end of the day, America is reducing its principle and its foreign policy position. And the only person that is coming at the top of all this is Trump and his organization. I mean, that's just what it is. That's the bottom line.
Hey, Jude, let me. You're making it sound like Trump is actually investing his own money. Isn't it the other way around that these countries are
No,
invested into Trump's businesses?
no, so Trump has committed $2 billion of Trump's crypto in UAE. That's a fact. You can Google it. Why do you think Netanyahu is pissed about all these things? Because whenever Trump's interest is involved, he doesn't care who else. He's just going to go for what he wants. You see, the whole point of this is if America is going to benefit from all these things, so be it. But if we are talking about making America great again, and he's investing his money in these countries, his own personal money in these countries, then there is a juxtaposition that kind of smells, right? Because we're not making America great, are we? I mean, think about
Well,
it.
the thing is that the part that gets insulting is the fact that you fired all these government workers. Our planes are falling out of the sky. People from air traffic controllers are literally begging aircraft pilots to talk to their owners to see if they can fix the problems in their air traffic towers. And we did all this because we wanted to save money. This second rate plane that Trump's going to pick up is estimated, and I think the low end estimate, and I just saw this on MSNBC, is going to cost us about, the plane is worth 400 million, right? When it's going to cost us about $5 billion to retrofit, strip down, rebuild, and then make it actually Air Force One worthy.
1 billion
So
is one.
You can make it as Air Force One worthy. There
I
is
don't know
no
where
way, not
I
even
don't know
a
where he get
chance.
that number from. It's one
Yeah,
billion to retrofit, sir.
yeah,
Uh,
not even.
oh,
There is no
it's
way you can
not just
retrofit
no, no,
that
no, no.
plane.
You're calculating. No, see, you're calculating to just to retrofit. You also have to remember there's more technology in Air Force One than any other 747 that's on this goddamn planet. First off, between
There you
all
go.
the communication, all the anti-air, all the other whatever next gen shit they have in there, right? Then we have to strip the plane down. Oh, and by the way, you don't just get a plane, right? You got to monitor and maintain it. It has to have a whole docking freight to sit at. There's people that have to monitor and maintain that on the ground. You have to retrofit the engines so they can operate on a higher scale because most engines can only operate maybe what 24, 72 hours, right? So,
What
because
are you
the thing
talking
about
about?
Air Force One
Listen,
needs to be able to stay in a plane the whole time. So this isn't going to be like a
look at where
standard
the deal is.
747. Sorry.
Look at where the deal is. after all said and done, okay, just like Trump is doing in Mar-a-Lago, after all said and done, when he steps down, that plane is going to be in his library. Okay, so that's a conversion. He's going to take the plane, he's going to make it a Trump library. You know how long it's going to take him to build Trump library? Maybe another 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years, whatever. So he's going to be driving that plane as as a private citizen. So this is what the deal is. He's going to he's just laying foundation to take that plane for him to use when he leaves office. That's where the corruption comes in.
I have a
That's where
question
the
though, Sir
Hey,
Jude. Sir
yeah. Go
Jude,
ahead.
if these, give me one second, I'll pass it right back to you. And this isn't just for Sir Jude, it's for everybody. If it's proven, because it was Senator Mark Wayne Mullins from Oklahoma who told CNN that negotiations for the Boeing began under the Biden administration. If it turns out that that is true, does that change how you are currently portraying President Trump for closing the deal?
Absolutely
No,
not.
yeah, absolutely not. Because Biden, at the end of the
Absolutely
day,
not.
was his
Because
friend.
the talk may have happened then, but they didn't act on it just because of the appearance of it and because of the way you will look. You listen. We own Boeing. We built that plane. Okay, America has resources. America doesn't need their 400 million dollar plane. America can get its own plane, and it's nonsensical that a United States president is going to walk away from the most secured plane ever. Okay, the most secure plane that the world has right now to walk into something that is less secure. You see, in this, let me tell you something. When the truth comes out, you will realize that even the Secret Service will be against it. But it's just that nobody will come out now and speak. Okay, there is no way you can retrofit that plane and it will come even close, even half close to the technologies that is in Air Force One right
that's
now.
correct.
And they are building another Air Force One. Do you understand? That, it's been delayed, but it's being built. By the time you finish retrofitting this one, that one will probably be near completion. So this is all something, a gamble that is grounded in self-interest. Don't get yourself fooled. Okay, we are
And
getting
Jude,
plates. Yes,
I was going to say the problem is they're estimating that it might not even be, even if they choose to retrofit it now, it might not even be finished retrofitting in Trump's term. So he might not even get to use it as the so-called second Air Force One that he's talking about. I, I think
absolutely.
I think Trump looked at the plane, liked the way they designed the plane. They probably put some gold fittings in the plane, and that I think that's it looked very giddy for him. I think that's one of the main reasons he really, really wants the plane. Also, that he might get to keep it after his presidency and fly around in this big ass jumbo plane. He
Not
has
keep it,
nothing.
not might. He's gonna keep it. Do you understand? He's gonna keep it. So this is his retirement plane that he's getting for free. Okay. If you look at what he's driving, what he's flying around during his campaign, it's an old plane, 737, whatever the case may be. So if you have an opportunity to get a 787 that is done, that is not gonna cost him anything, why not? That's the way he thinks, right? So
And
we know
Jude,
what is going on. We just don't, we just want to let him know, okay, you can do it. It's corruption, but you can get away with it. Maybe it doesn't break any law. You can get away with it, but we know what you're doing. This is your time. But it's not a right thing for a president to do.
And Sir
Well,
Jude,
Jude,
hold on.
I was
That's
looking
a
at the
fact.
$2 billion. I
But
don't
it's the
think
same
Trump.
thing as
They did
it's
not
the same
invest
thing
the
as
$2 billion.
Mar-a-Lago.
It says, go ahead.
It's the same thing as Mar-a-Lago. Remember when he became president the first time? What's the first thing he did? He went and had Mar-a-Lago fucking retrofitted with special rooms and all special technology. He had that whole thing completely upgraded on the American tax dollar. And then basically that was about the end of it. It's the same fucking thing. And that's
All
part of the
presidents do
problem.
that.
Huh?
All
Do
presidents
what
go
to their
good.
golf
Go,
courses?
all presidents go home to
All
their
presidents have a
their
golf course.
residence.
Can you
All
name
presidents
another
do that.
president who had a golf course that was
no,
retrofitted?
no, no, you're not going to
Wait,
say. because that's wrong. That is wrong.
All
No
presidents
president
go home to their
until recent
home.
times
Just
have
that,
ever been
just
All
just
secure.
presidents
that.
don't usually
President
that
Trump is
office
living
to
on a
do
golf
what they
course.
doing.
All
They
presidents
use
go
Camp
home to
David.
their home.
Please don't say
President Biden go home to Delaware. What are you
what they
talking
use
Oh, he's
about?
Camp
talking about
David.
going home, bro.
They use Camp David and that has been secure for decades. President after president after president. He chose not to use Camp David and have foreign dignitaries and have those meetings at Mar-a-Lago. Biden did not have one meeting
It's
at his
home.
house in Delaware. Obama didn't have one meeting at his house in Chicago. They had all meetings with foreign dignitaries at Camp David. That has always been the case. Don't try to obfuscate that because that has been the case always. It has been secure. It doesn't cost the taxpayers any money to retrofit it. Trump refused to use Camp David, and to the tune of, if I remember correctly, it's like $30 million or something like that, that they had to retrofit that. The literal Coast Guard was complaining, and the people that live in that era was complaining because what he had to do to the dock to just make that secure. No, sir, we're not going to pretend like that wasn't the case.
And then keep in mind
And
that
and
the
again,
accounting that's
I'm
just
gonna
to
say it
register
again.
to
Every
operate. Hold on,
president
and then to
have went
operate and
to their
maintain
home
that
to
golf
use
course.
their
By the
home.
way, the
President
county
Trump
department
home is in
had to create
Florida, and
black
he
cards
chose to use
that
his
we
home
still don't know
as
the
such a
accounting
place
for
to
No,
meet
for the people
that
that
argument
maintained
dignitaries.
and
first. That
operated in the
argument
White
first,
House
because
to then go
Mar-a-Lago is
from
not
there.
registered as his home. Mar-a-Lago is registered as a business place. It's a corporation. So you can't use that argument. It's not even his home. And you can
He
look at the registration of that place.
when they went after him with all the lawsuits in New York, he changed his residency from New York to Florida, and he made it his home.
Mar-a-Lago is not his home. You can't live there. It's not considered a home. It's
It
considered a
is his home.
all right.
Doesn't matter how you
We
twist
don't.
it and turn
We
it.
okay.
It's his
If you
home. Let me tell you a little bit about the neighborhood. The
you
same
can say it's a
neighborhood.
place he stays. It's not registered as his home.
Okay, so what it
That is a
is?
bit.
That that
That's a venture. That is a business location. It's a club.
yes, and it is also registered currently as his home.
Oh my God.
Okay, so while you guys figure out the name on title and all that stuff, I just wanted to bring this to our attention. I also didn't know that President Trump, did not want to use Camp David. And apparently it's because he felt that he owned more luxurious and better suited properties to meet the freaking dignitaries. And he chose to handle them in the way that he lives his life. And I guess I'm here asking myself, you know, we knew how Trump was before even his first term. Definitely by his second term, we knew who he was. How is it that we expect him to totally just throw his original, authentic self out the door and check into what? What do you guys want out of this guy when he's being who he is, as
I want him
extravagant
to
as
go.
that may be?
I want
I don't see. Well, I'll pass it right back to you because when I'm putting this together, I'm putting my Trump hat on, right? What would I do? So to me, I don't think that I would do what he's doing because my personality, good or bad, tends to follow decorum in certain situations. And I know myself, and in a government capacity, I would choose differently than what President Trump is doing right now. Having said that, can I completely even get to the point where I appreciate how he's operating for himself? Absolutely. Absolutely. So what is the problem? This is the
Not if
first
you
time I
not if
kind
you
of
care
hear
about
this
the
issue.
Constitution. Not if you care about the Constitution. It's not a job where you get to just embellish your own world and what you. It's not that kind of job. so
He's
don't
not
He's
embellishing his
not
own
embellishing
world. Well,
anything.
hold on, sweets, but he's not
hold
embellishing
on.
his own world. He is
What?
bringing other dignitaries and other people
No.
into that world.
you listen. Those two statements you just made to say he's not embellishing his own world and he's not using the presidency to embellish himself,
He
and
didn't need the presidency to embellish
whether
himself.
he needed to do it or not, he's doing it. It doesn't
Sweet.
matter whether he
Go
needed to do it or
Ah,
not.
that's different.
What?
I think that's
No, that's
different.
you're saying something totally different. I don't know what you're not. You're saying something totally
talk about
different
how much
than
it
what I'm
cost
saying.
us,
So,
sweet. Talk about how much it
say,
cost us because see, this is the part that I have. You know what? Pay for it out of your own pocket.
you know what
If you
I'm
want to
saying?
do that, pay
No,
for
but
it out of your own pocket because
no.
it literally cost us. It cost the Coast Guard $20 million just to safeguard Mar-a-Lago. Wouldn't have to do that at Camp David. It cost the Secret Service. They allocated $1.4 million just between August 24 and February 25. Additionally, one of his buddies got a $580,000 contract just for physical security upgrade there. It cost $206,000 per trip just to go from DC to Palm Beach. It's not even actually talking about the additional cost that it literally costs to just secure it. It's cost the taxpayers between $1 to $3 million,
But
factoring in
listen.
securities, travel, law enforcement costs, and it's screwed over Palm Beach already. It
But li-
likely costs over $100 million of taxpayers' dollars that they wouldn't have to pay if he take his little raggedy orange butt to Camp David like
but
everybody else did.
and that's
Don't
minor
tell
though.
me that he has a right to do that.
But the cost is a minor. The cost is a minor thing. Compromising the whole Constitution, compromising the fact that that position, by design, is in a lot of other government positions, all the other government positions. But that position for sure is set up so that you don't get the position to do what he's doing, to embellish and to make your own damn self be, the czar of the world. That is the only thing that separates America from all these other countries. So just know that you're saying the hell with the Constitution, and now the next czar that comes along, you just start directing it however the hell you want to. Forget about this idea that it's a government of the
And
people,
sweet,
by the people, for the people. That
Uh,
throw that out the window.
sweet,
Say that. That's all I'm saying. If
sweet.
that's what you want to say,
Don't forget the
say that.
fact that he gets to charge people when
Okay.
they come to Mar-a-Lago. He gets to charge foreign dignitaries when
I'm
they
just
come.
saying.
He
You don't
gets to
think that?
make money.
And look,
Nah,
if you're
you gotta
looking at
GA,
that,
spit it out there because they gonna.
I
hey,
know.
hey, hold on,
You
hold on, hold
try.
on,
They
hold
can
on.
go on
Hold on, let
forever.
me
Cause
finish
they
this thought.
getting it.
Let me finish this thought. Let me
Right?
finish this thought.
GA,
Let me finish
they're
I
this thought
going
and then let you
in.
guys have the room
hello.
back. Can I finish this thought and let you
Okay.
guys have the room back? And I gotta go to sleep. Let me say
No,
this real
who's
quick.
gonna
Wait,
interact? That's
excuse
just chat.
me.
She's got something for you.
Yeah, no. What see the thing about
Oh man,
going to
I'm not even getting a chance to
Mar-a-Lago
finish my
is
thought. I wanted
what
to finish
GA
my
is
thought.
saying. This
I
is
wanted
his
to,
this is his business.
yeah.
So if
But
he is
oh
what is
God,
happening?
can I finish my thought, please? I got cut off by GA, and he took it somewhere else
Let
about
Chad
cost.
finish since you have started,
Don't
please.
worry about it. Go ahead.
Thank you. And so the big danger is you guys are talking, you guys don't understand that whoever the next president is, shit, everybody should run for that spot. That's the spot where you get to play with the damn United States Treasury and do whatever the hell you want to do. Executive order after executive order after executive order, and put your Supreme Court in there, and then just do whatever the hell you want to do. Like that's the best gig on the planet. So now the hell with policy, the most popular person wins. That's it. That's the game already. Like in social media, now you just want to be the most popular, and that's it. Game over. And you just get to run it how the hell you want to run it. And so just miss me with the idea that you have some kind of a constitution anymore.
Well,
Go ahead, Chad.
make sure you get your own MAGA before you do that.
Let
Otherwise, you're
Chad
gonna be
get.
dead in the water.
Let, wasn't that you, Chad, that was popping in?
Go ahead, Chad. Let's
No,
do it.
don't worry about it. Y'all got it.
No, no, no. We
Yeah,
need you
her
coming in
ego
here.
got bruised, and I
No,
had to finish my
I'm on
point.
mute. Y'all got it for real. Go ahead.
See what you did,
Yeah,
sweets.
I'm sorry for finishing my point.
Well, look,
I got
look,
to apologize for finishing my
look
point
at
without getting interrupted. My bad.
the sad thing about it is this, right? You would expect. Forget about even the Constitution. Let's talk about the contradiction. If you are somebody that is talking about saving money, open up a whole new administration called agency called Doge because you want to cut expenses. I mean, it kind of contradicts the validity and the honesty of that program. if you're living the way that you're living in your own life, you're not applying any kind of frugality. You're firing people from work, rendering people unemployed, trying to cut Social Security and Medicaid and all the social programs that are out there, but you don't care about retrofitting a plane with that kind of money and the kind of expenses that you're making. And by the way, these are the things that you ran when you were doing your debate. You were accusing other people from for being extravagant. Obama playing golf, how many amount of time? So there is some element of hypocrisy here, and the juxtaposition is like it doesn't really like balance. Like somebody that is concerned about getting the country out of debt with the kind of expenses that is coming from his end. I'm done.
I don't know, man. I know that telling like apparently little girls that they can only have $2, and then all of a sudden crying on national television that you can't have a $400 million plane. The context of it right now to me just is dog shit. And I mean, we got to listen for 4 fucking years about Burisma and Hunter Biden, and that was only like 400,000. And oh yeah, by the way, he bought his son a truck out of his own money. And then just listing off the list off of how much did you say we spent on upgrading Mar-a-Lago alone? And if you did you say
Yeah,
Unc? I'm sorry.
it's estimated with everything, it's about 100 million.
It's 100 million, and the thing that you didn't calculate for are the black cards. Do you remember the black
Yeah.
card? Yeah. So for those who are listening and playing at home, they couldn't calculate for the people that actually work behind the behind the scenes. Like they couldn't calculate like for costs for food and all the other stuff. So we literally just created black cards and just gave it to them so they can spend that. And there was really no accounting on that one. ProPublica is the one that exposed that. If you want to Google that shit. And then now it's just like, oh, yeah. And we have people in the chat putting money well worth spent for what? Train wrecking our country? Like, I'm sorry, you can put your MAGA hat on, but what the fuck you really got to show for it unless you make a certain amount and then you make money after that? Because all I've seen was at the end of someone's shitty ass presidency is that I couldn't buy toilet paper.
You should play the
So,
cards like Marco Rubio. Just play the cards like Marco Rubio and kiss his ass and get as close to him as you can. Say whatever the hell he say. That's the game now. Just get as close to him as you can to get some favor. There's nothing else to do. That's the only game in life now. Get close to Trump and his people so you can have some money to eat with. That's it.
You know what's sweet? The part that we left out about the plan, and that's the part that troubles me more than anything, is the WLF connection. That bothers me more than anything because you think about this. I mean, him and Steve Witkoff have been friends for what, over 40 years or so? And he actually made him the special envoy and the emissary to the Middle East. He brokered all of these deals. Steve Witkoff brokered all of these deals. Everything from the plane to everything else that's happened in the Middle East, Steve Witkoff is the one that did it. And Steve and his son Zach Witkoff runs World Liberty Financial, which is the financial company that actually he runs World Liberty Financial, which is a financial company that is responsible for Trump's coin. They sell two coins, the WLF coin and what is the USD1 coin. They have two primary tokens, and literally they are getting the countries that are investing, and the currency they're choosing is the Trump coin, is that WLFI coin. And just over that announcement of that investment, the value of that coin shot up 70%. Steve Witkoff has been over there a month playing a significant role, and WLF was actually co-founded with him with Chase Herrero and Zach Foreman, and Zach Wickoff is running the day-to-day management. That's literally what he's still. Donald Trump still holds the title of chief crypto advocate at this company with his sons serving on the board. Literally, this is wiping their behinds with the emolument situation. They don't care at this point. And if you know anything about economics, when you have $2 billion actually invested in something and you use a currency, it makes the value of that currency go up, which he actually owns. He's entitled to 75% of all revenue from coin sales. Literally, this is I am floored at the people that don't have a problem with this. I'm floored. This has never, ever, ever, ever been so blatant. Yeah, the Reagan Iran Contra scandal, that was pretty bad. I thought that was pretty horrible. But
You landing or
Jesus,
you just
this is just so far past ridiculousness that it's blown my mind.
ask you a question?
Yeah.
You stated that Trump spent, or us, the people of the United States of America, spent over 100 million to upgrade Mar-a-Lago.
I said
We
estimated. I didn't give exact figures and facts. I
You
said
said 100 million,
estimated.
bro.
I said, okay, let me say this slow and let me speak in Braille
Okay,
so you
go
can
ahead.
catch it.
Please do.
It is estimated about $100 million with
Where you getting your
everything
numbers from?
together.
Where you get your numbers from?
I can actually drop
You
about
can actually
15
just go
different
to
links.
ProPublica. They did a whole thing about this because the problem is that, and the reason it's estimated, by the way, is that the Trump administration tried its damnedest not to keep records of it. So you can go ahead,
You can't.
Google,
No, they
go to
have to keep records of
ProPublica,
it. They have
and
to
they.
keep records of it. What are you talking about?
I understand what
Does
you're
somebody
saying.
have better
I'm
numbers?
also letting you
You
know
got
that they're
better
also been
numbers?
deleting and actually throwing away, and even to the sumtum of eating documents that they're supposed to. That was the whole thing about the what is it, the I forgot what community it is that we're supposed to keep track of this shit. So I understand what you're saying. You just need to understand that this man is openly just blatantly breaking the law. ProPublica, like I said,
No,
the whole
no.
thing
Breaking the
literally
law
did a
to do an
whole
upgrade, which
thing.
is the upgrade in 2025, March 2025, only cost 1.8 million. What are you talking about?
Okay, you know what? We'll use your 1.8 million. Guess what? It
Oh
should have
no, no,
cost
no, that's a
zero.
big difference.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, big
exactly. You
difference.
said a hundred
Well,
million
let
Here's
him
my
dollars.
point.
in. Let him
Hey,
So
here's
in.
my
that's
point.
why I'm
Here's
That's
taking
my
$99
both of
point.
million
you,
Here's my
dollars.
both of
point.
you
A hundred
words
million,
with
20
salts, not
million,
even a
2
grain of
million.
salt, with
I
a
don't
whole
care.
bucket of
It should have
salt.
been no million
Come
because he
on
should have
now.
used Camp David. Stop it. Y'all are ridiculous with this.
No,
It
you
should have
stop
cost
it.
0 million. What part of that don't you get? Do I need to speak it
Obama
in
went to
Braille?
Martha's Vineyard.
He shouldn't have spent no million. He should have used Camp David like everybody else. Why is that
Really?
difficult to
Really?
comprehend?
George Bush went to Texas.
And but he did not have they did not have to upgrade his house to actually take foreign
Yes, they
dignitaries.
did. They
What are you
had to
talking
upgrade his
about,
house
dude?
for security purposes. They may not
He
spend
did
the
not
amount of
have
money, but
he
they
did
had to
not have
upgrade the
world
house.
leaders meeting him at his house in Texas. He went to Camp David for that. Why? I Thomas, am I speaking in a foreign
Bro,
language?
I don't know
Is this
where
com-
you
Are
getting
you
your
is
information
Texas,
this
from.
Thomas?
confusing?
Just that because Trump did it, it's apparently we're cool with it. Like, I mean, at this point, it's just, oh yeah, well he, because I'm still waiting for the Epstein files to come out. So as far as I'm
No,
concerned,
let's
I'm
not
still
change
just,
gears. Let's not change gears.
like, I mean, like
Let's
dead
not
ass
change
serious.
gears.
No, 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 no,
We're
no,
on
no.
the hundred
I'm
million
not
dollars.
taking
Let's
sure.
find the
But
I'm not
but
hundred
if
million
taking
if
it,
he
dollars.
bro. Like,
if he stays if anyone stays if a foreign diplomat or even Trump if they stay at Mar-a-Lago and that is his business doesn't isn't that a conflict
oh, you mean,
of interest, like he is making money off of himself,
oh, you mean when like
That is
Trump
correct.
these
has the
things are
meeting?
line items,
Yeah,
right? So go ahead, I don't know
no,
what's
no,
happening.
that I was agreeing with you.
That
Like
is
when the
correct.
president
That is
Iran
correct.
stayed over there, and then they had to like they took pictures of like, oh, this is the guy with the nuclear football, and then all of a sudden, I think there was North Korea fired some missiles, and they had to have a security briefing. I don't know if you know anything about security clearance at all, chat, right? Wink, wink, nod, fucking nod. But they literally had a
Wink, wink.
whole, right? But they had literally a whole ass security clearance. And then a brother lost his job because some jackass took a fucking picture with a guy holding a nuclear football, right? That was like what? God damn, was that month one of Trump presidency, the first season that fucking happened? I swear to God, dude. I wish you could just make this shit up. I wish we were making this shit up and we could just move on. But this is our life now. This is why I left. I literally left social media just because of this shit. Because it's you. I
Let me
get to
ask you a
listen to
question.
the
Let me
other
ask you a
side
question.
defend this shit.
Did
No, I'm done with
did
your
he
question. I'm going
did
home.
he use
Because
did anybody use the football in season one?
Obviously, nobody did. Just I don't know why we
Okay,
even
so
know.
then that means if you survive season one, you're gonna survive season two. Come on
Okay,
now.
all right, y'all got it.
Just
This is
saying.
ridiculous. I'm a very centrist person, and quite frankly, if Obama had done the same thing, I would have the same smoke for him. Is erroneously and irresponsibly spending taxpayer money. If Obama had gotten a plane from Qatar and got it outfitted, I would say the same crap about him about Biden. I say the same thing. It's ridiculous. I had the same smoke. Same smoke. Same exact smoke. Wrong is right is right. Period. No matter who's doing it. I said the same thing. Somebody had a
You're
went
correct.
off on the rails about the fact that Congress people actually get they have the ability to trade and they have to report it 90 days later. I said, you know what? Exactly. You know what? They should change the law. They should. I have the same smoke. I have the same smoke. Technically, it's not insider trading, but guess what? They have privy information and they can actually trade at the moment of a dime. Soon as something becomes public knowledge, that's quicker than everybody else. Change the law. I have the same smoke. I don't care what side of the fence you sit on, Republican, Democrat, Independent, Liberal, Libertarian, Tea Party. I don't care who you are. Wrong is wrong. And spending taxpayers' money so that you can literally have dignitaries in your living room and then actually make money on them actually coming is wrong. I could give a flying flip. Who does it? It doesn't matter whether it's Trump or Hillary Clinton, it's still wrong. I had the same smoke for her for having all of those emails on those servers. Same smoke. It
Hey,
was
GA,
wrong.
GA, check this out. How about this? At your place, you can charge the Secret Service $650 per night to stay at
That
Mar-Lago.
part, sweet. That's
How about that,
crazy.
bro? They added up to 471,000 are far more from complete because the government agencies have resisted disclosing their spending at Trump properties.
Exactly. You
They
get to
wanted to
charge the
do.
Secret
So,
Service.
I'm gonna say this. The one thing that we keep missing in a lot of these conversations, even political pundits, is whatever Trump and his administration is doing in this administration. Hopefully, I doubt the Democrats will be bold enough to do this, but he's literally creating a new precedence.
yeah,
So if he
exactly.
profits off the presidency from here on out, no
Exactly.
one can get mad about that unless
Well,
they put a law in place or they execute the law. But what they
yeah,
don't understand is a lot of these decisions, a lot of these actions can easily be done on the other side
yeah.
whenever there is a Democrat president.
Right,
No?
right. So
That is
throw
so
that
true.
Constitution out the window. Just throw that. Like that's a piece of toilet paper right now. It lied.
Why do you
Whoever's
say keep
next is
saying the
you
Constitution is
want
out
to
the
get
window?
another airplane from China or who the hell ever, or whatever the hell you want. Let's make a deal. Negotiate. When you get in the presidency, shit, whatever you can work out, work it. Shit, take Trump 10x Trump. You know, hey, the model has been set. Throw that
Sweet, get
Constitution in the trash can, though.
sweet. Get the
Why you
planes,
keep
get the
saying
back
that?
roads, get
Explain your
everything.
point. Why you keep saying you're trying to
Because,
get the
bro,
Constitution in the
don't
trash can?
put your Supreme Court in there, and whatever the hell you want to do, that's it. He's what did he say? I don't have to uphold this Constitution. I don't have any obligation. I don't know if that's what I got some good attorneys. That's what that. Why do you mean? Why did I say it, bro? I didn't say it. Trump said it. Is it your duty to uphold the Constitution, bro? I don't know. We have to see. I got some good lawyers. We're gonna see what we can do. And
That's
then with
out of
all this stuff,
context, though. But
it's not out
that's
of
totally out of
context.
context. Yes, we
That's
covered it.
exactly what
Totally
was said.
out of
What are you talking
context.
about?
No, we covered. I listen. I know we covered it because
I
Jonathan
covered
freaking
it. What do you
slammed
mean
me
we
in the
covered it?
beginning,
I follow
and
this
then
shit
it
too. I
turned
got
out
a
to be
brain.
correct. But really quick, Jotham,
We
the the part about the Constitution is because there are critics who are saying that the receipt of that plane is a big no-no. So it has to do with that plane. It has to do with him keeping the plane after. It has to do with him receiving gifts from, especially a foreign country like the one that he's receiving it from. He's
yeah.
getting massive criticism about this,
It
and
doesn't
And we,
matter who he
there's
receives it from, though. It's and the citizenship. That's a little constitutional thing, also about citizenship and rights. So I'm not just
Richard, I
talking
understand.
just
I
to be
agree
talking.
with
These
everybody
are
with the plane.
facts.
He shouldn't be accepting a plane. That is way above. Um, yeah, that
He
is not
shouldn't
right.
accept a damn a suit.
Who you play, who you're receiving the plane from? That is the same. Just a few months ago, when President Biden released money to Iran, and then they tried to recoup the same money, they sent the money over to Qatar. If I'm being correct, and with that, when they went to Qatar, Qatar said that we not releasing any money, and that same money was used to fund um, the Houthis bombing the American ships
That
and
dude
wars
said,
in different areas, bombing against American soldiers and stuff like that. So I have a major problem with him receiving a plane from the Qatarians, or whatever that you would
"You
call
gotta."
them.
Well, then you just have a problem then, because you ain't gonna change it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's nothing to stop that man. Do you think something's gonna stop him? It ain't. It just begun. This is not. Well, he don't have 200 days under his belt yet. So you can try to act like you're gonna fight it if you want to, but bro, shoot,
Dude,
man, this thing is
I don't know
explosive.
why you believe that the Constitution will not hold. I know
It's
for hundred
already
percent
not
fact
holding.
the
What are you talking
Constitution
about,
will
bro?
be
The
okay.
citizenship. What are you talking about? It's already the emolument clause. Nobody could ever do this before, man. The founders of this country would be rolling in their graves if it was possible, if they saw what's happening, bro. What are you talking about? That was completely, even the Federal Reserve, a private entity, and these private individuals running that. That's not what the founding fathers set up. So you can hold on to that and think that if you want to, bro. But you watching it
The
unfold.
Federal Reserve chair is appointed by the president.
Bro, you're not hearing me, bro. The founding fathers didn't want that, man. You go ahead and argue that if you want to. The
man, you
founding,
don't know what the founding fathers would want 200
oh
plus
my
years later.
God. It's
Put
called a
the chat, put the
constitution.
chats right, and
It's
he's
called a
setting
constitution.
presidents.
What are you talking about? I
200
don't
years is a
know.
long time.
I don't know. You don't think that
You
people can
don't.
read?
None of
You don't
us
think,
know what the founding
what do
fathers would
those that
really
don't
want.
read don't know. What do you mean nobody
That's not
knows?
talking about read. This is talking about
Those that
common
don't
sense. You
read
have no
don't know. Don't
idea
say
what those
nobody
men would have
knows.
wanted in today's
People been
time.
studying this
Not,
for
not.
centuries,
Maybe Jesus would
decades.
know, but you would not know.
Don't say that. You don't know what I know. Don't, but the bottom line is you don't know. Don't say like,
I didn't
nobody
say I
knows.
know. I'm not the
Don't say
one
nobody
speaking at the loose
knows.
here. That's you, Clubhouse.
Don't say no. I think Clubhouse. I'm talking to you on a damn app. I'm not fucking Clubhouse.
Is that sweets?
To say nobody knows, that's ignorant.
Weren't you going to bed like 2 hours ago? Not that
I
I
go to
want you
bed
to.
when I
I love
want to, and I
speaking
wake
with
up
you.
when I want to. I'm still in. I still have that right in America as of now. That part of the Constitution is still okay.
The
And
Constitution
President
said you
Trump
need to
has
go
the
to
right
sleep.
to receive that plane.
Yeah, but okay. You just keep. Well, let's talk in 100 days, and we'll see.
Oh, I want to know. Do you remember, Sweets, when Elon's time is up? Isn't his time up soon? Doesn't he have like X amount of days, and then something has to happen in order for Trump to extend his not employment,
Correct.
halfway
I
employment
think it's
situation that he's got going
I
on?
think he already kind of like you can be excused now, Elon, but come back whenever you want. You good. You got a pass over here at the membership club called Donald Trump's presidency. So yeah, it's y'all watching something unfold here, man. This is different. Ain't no telling where this is gonna go.
It's DTBA, sweet. Donald Trump's Bootlickers Association.
Hey, better get your bootlicking skills up, or I don't know, man, or find another. I don't know. Make friends like he's making friends all over the world. See how it play out. And look at how many years ago he was talking about Qatar. Oh, but you see, before he got in that position, he talking all this mess, talking because that's how you get elected. Now you up in there like shit. I don't have a problem with Trump. I mean, Putin. I don't have a problem with North Korea. Hey, I can see what I can go work out, man. Shoot, if I was running the show, man, I wouldn't let none of this stuff happen. I would have Biden. You so weak. This is him talking, man. I'm not making these words up. And
Hey, sweet.
he told the people that he was that was going to get him elected in there. Look, man, y'all vote for me. If you like where I'm coming from, you don't have to worry about voting no more again. You gonna be we gonna create this team that we talking about. We gonna they won't be able to stop it. I got some good attorneys, he said. I know how to. Cat's been studying this Constitution. They know what to do and get the Supreme Court in there. They got 5 versus 4. 5 you gonna vote on.
he ain't gonna mess with the Supreme Court. He can't
He already
overturn
messed with it.
anything
What you
that.
mean? He put his own people
Well,
up in there.
he can.
What you mean he's not
Let me
gonna
point
mess
out
with it,
something.
bro? What are you talking about? It's made up
If
of 9 people.
If Trump had listened to his advisors, those with common sense, that told him that he needs to bring back this guy that he sent to El Salvador, bring him back on the shores of the United States, and then get rid of him again in the correct way, he could have deported everybody he wanted to, just to get this to rest. But he chose not to.
I don't understand the point you're making.
Okay, let me say it over again. If Trump had listened to his advisors who were telling him to bring back this guy that he deported to El Salvador, this whatever his name was, that they say he's a MS 13 gang member.
Abrego. Yeah, go
Yes,
ahead.
Mr. Abrego. If
He'd have
he
brought him
brought
back,
him
yeah.
back to the country,
Uh-huh.
and then due process, because due process simply means he didn't have to sit in front of a judge. He already sat in front of a judge, and the judge say he can be deported to any country except at El
It's
Salvador.
not even
So that
true, but
means,
finish your point. But
so
none of that's true. But finish your point, bro.
it's 100% true.
It's not,
So
bro.
that means Trump could have deported him to even Mexico, but not El Salvador. And
No,
if
that's
he
not
had done
true,
that the
bro. It's just not
correct
true,
way,
man. I
that
don't know where you're
means
coming from, man.
everything else that he's
Making
going to
stuff up.
deport would not be there today.
I don't know what you're saying, man. None of that even
Okay.
relates to what I was saying, bro. That's you just saying stuff. He couldn't have deported him nowhere. They told him. You supposed to bring. You can't. He didn't have a due process, man. So I don't know what you're saying. That's old
He
talking
had
points,
due process.
bro. That's old talking
The
points,
court
man.
told
You haven't been
Trump he
watching the
cannot be
damn,
deported to El Salvador
bro. No matter how long,
anywhere else except El
bro. If you
Salvador.
keep saying it all night, it's not gonna make it real, bro. It doesn't matter what you keep saying. It's not true.
See, what's not true? Why don't you go look it up? It's the
I
fact.
looked it up, bro. You go look it up, man. That's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna change your thinking. You don't know what the hell you reading, man. You just making shit up. So it
Okay.
doesn't matter,
Just
bro.
like you made
Whatever.
shit up.
Exactly. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
100 million. He spent
Whatever, bro.
100 million
Whatever.
in
I don't get no joy
Mar-a-Lago.
out of going back and forth with you,
Why?
man. Whatever.
Why? Like, what the world are you smoking over
Whatever,
here,
bro. Ain't
brother?
nobody smoking shit. Whatever. Whatever you saying is just some bullshit for
Smoking
now.
shit? Oh, Lord.
Whatever,
I
bro.
pray for you.
Whatever, man. You're not
Bless
changing
your
my
heart,
mind. I'm not
brother.
changing yours,
Bless your
bro.
heart.
Whatever, bro. That ain't no debate. That's just some
You
bullshit.
did not just bust up with the Southern bless your heart.
We over here in Georgia, man. Bless your heart,
Well, hey,
brother.
well, move to California then, because something over there is messing your mind up.
I would never move to California,
I'll stay
boy.
right there in Georgia then. All right, whatever, bro.
Yeah, we down here in deep
All
south.
right, bro. Stay deep right there. You good. You deep.
Mm-hmm. We fly the rebel flags in the
If it ain't
neighborhood.
broke, don't
Yep,
fix it.
peace
If
out,
it ain't
brother.
broke, bro, don't fix it.
What I don't understand though is, how Trump keeps getting a pass on these things, as if he isn't already a convicted criminal, as if he hasn't filed bankruptcy several times, as if he hasn't failed at business several times. And people just have a lot of trust in this man. I mean, it must be nice. Must be nice. I mean, is it Trump derangement syndrome in the other way? I think TDS is the thing, but I think it's actually for MAGA.
You know what, Chad? The fact of the matter is this is the truth of the matter. And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it because I don't care. If Trump was a black man, it would be a whole problem for him to do everything he was doing. If Trump had been Bill Clinton and doing all of this stuff, it would be a huge problem. Be a huge problem. Absolute huge problem. And that's the crazy part about it. I said all the time, I said, you remember how long we had to hear about Hillary's emails. Oh, that was Comer leaked that thing out, and boy, that just blew up to some gigantic thing. But they were oddly quiet when it came to Petey's little signal chat. Oddly quiet. All you heard was crickets. I mean, my 14-year-old can break into somebody's signal chat. You know what I'm saying? I I just it the passes lead me to believe that it's not about policy, it's not about the thing, it's not about money, it's not about the theology, it's not about the philosophy, it's not about make America great again. It has nothing to do with that, because these people honestly will, without a shadow of a doubt, if Donald Trump walks down Fifth Avenue and he shoots six people in the face, they will say they had it coming. Pardon him, he still needs to be the president. There's nothing he can do, because it's literally about something that none of them will say out loud. And you know what it is, and I don't have to say it.
What is it? I don't know what it is. Why so quiet?
I guess he needs to be Trump to say it out loud.
I guess so. Because look, let me tell you something. As a non government representative profiting from inside trading, until that little mess that we have is fixed, I don't know that I care as much as people are expecting me to. That we have a president who's building a brand with whatever it is he feels is the next phase of America. Chat said it. We've said it before. He's not your average president. Never has been, never will be, unless this is the new average. And again, I say that this insider trading disaster is something that people just kind of threw their hands up in the air and said, we can't fix it, right? So, no, I'm not thinking that this is so incredibly horrible, but I'm open to it. I think the money side of it, especially when Sir Jude was breaking it down, that's something that we could easily compare apples to apples with. But let's move that aside and say that President Trump didn't do it because of the financial benefit to it. Is there a type of symbolism between the gift, right? I know that it's in the Constitution that we're not supposed to be receiving gifts from princes and kings and all of that stuff. I think that if it means world peace at a higher level, removing some of these terrorists, I'm up for watching the movie. I prefer it being done in my face than behind my back and telling me that shit's not happening. That's something I will never tolerate from our government again. So, fuck it. We're all in the movie and let's see where it goes. I do think that if he keeps that freaking plane, it rubs all Americans horribly because we're getting ready to go into a much more tensed economic state than I think a lot of us prepared for. So, I will leave it there.
Do you
You
really
know
think?
what the
Check your
gentleman didn't want to say. In case if he doesn't know, if he's missing his words, it is what we have been saying, and it is what I particularly have been saying since Trump took office. There is a culture war going on in America, and Trump is an embodiment, and he expresses the sentiments of a side, and that side is the white American side, and not every white American, but those that feels that the power are being slipping away from their grips. This is an ideology that ensued that has started since the American Civil War and since the emancipation. There are still this old ideology that is retained. Um, the people that wants to push things back to where it was prior to that time. And the whole idea is that Trump is an embodiment of this idea and the defender of this ideology. So, and that trumps everything. No matter how you look at it, to them, that matters most. No matter what you say, no matter what he does, he is the crusader and he is the leader of this ideology, and they will accord him every recognition. They will bend any rules as long as he attends and he leads them to that destination, which is to them is the paramount. While America is perturbed, they are agitated, they are scared that the majority and the power is slipping away from their hands through all these kind of laws that are being enacted historically, that are giving other people um, some kind of right. That's why they don't like a lot of immigrants, because you are displacing them by numbers and you are not in their clan, you are not in their group. So when you see all this deportation that is going on, it's more than people are committing crime. It's a question of leveling the numbers. It's a question of balancing the political spectrum in order to allow the whites to maintain majority and control. It's all about control. It's happening in your military, it's happening in your workforces, it's happening everywhere that there is some level, some atom of authority. So that's what it is. I mean, you could say that is the truth, and everybody knows that. An island.
I agree with you on the control part, Sir Jude, but I have to remove the color of our skin because I think that there is a sentiment that Trump plays very much into, which is Americans believing that the government has abused its power. And I think that what we saw transpire with Biden really fueled that sentiment at a 100% for so many people. It's a topic of conversation that I hear often. And it's, again, Grant brought it up at the top of the show. He talked about belief and faith and all of these different things that, as ironic as it may sound to bring them into some of the conversations that we have, there is that level of emotion for so many people who are seeing what Trump is doing and not just seeing what he's doing, but wanting to support him while perhaps even disagreeing with the delivery and hows of what he's doing. Um, and the more that all the other stuff continues to come out with regards to Biden and his true state, um, the more the other side continues to double down and they express that sentiment of complete betrayal. And I don't I think that that transcends color. I really do. I know a lot of Black people who absolutely support Trump on issues that are fundamental to them. So, this thing, I get it. I understand that America has had a gross history with racism and slavery. I think that this, what we're going through right now, transcends that.
You know what, Diane? I will say two things. First of all, I wanted to ask you, you really think Americans are going to be upset if he keeps that plane? I don't. I don't, because I agree with Sir Jude. I absolutely believe that the majority of Americans will be a-okay with him keeping that plane and fleecing American tax dollars. I think that most of America is okay with it. I really do, because I think that is the heart of this country. While I will tell you, and respectfully, I disagree with you on the skin issue. I think that there is an element to that. I think an element to what Sergio said is the truth. I think that the Black people that actually support Trump, they support him because they're upset with the Democratic Party, with the fact that the Democratic Party has always just assumed they're going to get the Black vote, and they feel as if they've never gotten anything for their vote. So there has been, because I spent a lot of time in these places, they say, look, we're not going to just let them just come around to our churches, talk to us at election time, and then ignore us for 4 years. We're not going to do that. We're going to go to the other side. They're going to have to earn our vote. That's where that comes from. It's not necessarily, I rarely ever run into somebody and say, man, I've loved Donald Trump all my life. I love exactly what he's doing. No, it's because they are pissed off at the Democratic Party. That's the largest amount. And truth be told, 89% of Black Americans didn't vote for him in the first place. That's what the numbers are. That's a fact. 85 to 89%. And that's where I have the issue is that, look, I don't fight it. I'm not, I'm with you in the sense that we just have to watch the movie, but I'm not fighting this. I'm not fighting this simply because of the fact that what I believe is going to happen. One, I believe the Democrats are going to do the same stupid thing that they always do. If they flip the House and flip the Senate, they're going to introduce articles of impeachment, which is the dumbest thing they could ever do, because that's just going to piss more people off, and they are not going to enlarge their tent at all. So they're going to screw themselves. I've been saying it since this election, since he got elected. I said, be prepared for the Republicans to actually win the White House until 2032. They're going to win. They're flat out going to win because the Democrats are going to do the same stupid thing. They're going to introduce article of impeachment. It's going to be a whole thing for the next 2 years if they flip both houses, and it's just going to be on TV all the time. And people are going to get fed up like they got fed up before, and it's going to be the same thing. And guess what? Another Republican president and another Republican House and Senate. It's going to be the same thing over and over again because they don't get it. They don't get it. Democrats would actually do much better if they just come out and say, hey, you know what? We knew that Joe had diminished capacity or whatever. If they just go ahead and admit, whether it's true or not, just say it. Get that out of the news cycle and get it done and over with. Don't introduce articles of impeachment. Just control the House and the Senate and flatten everything down and just veto everything. I mean, literally, they could do that, but that's not what they're going to do. And they're going to screw themselves again and again in 2032 and probably further than that. That's exactly what's going to happen. And my thing is, on my side of the fence, guess what? I'm going to make my money whether Republicans in the office or whether Democrats in office. No matter who the politicians are I'm going to be okay because I've learned how to play both sides of the fence monetarily and economically. Everybody doesn't know that, but I'm going to be just fine. And I wish more people would actually, instead of getting incensed about it, because neither one of them benefit or hurt me in either way. They just don't. So it's not that important to me, but it is important to middle Americans that don't know any better. And quite frankly, I don't think, respectfully, and I land here, I don't think they want to know any better. They don't want to know any better. They just want to fight about the inconsequentials, and that's it. They don't actually want to do any better or know any better, and they just want the fight to continue. And that's what this country has done.
So you think the country is going downhill, and when would it turn around? If it would ever turn around, in your opinion?
First of all, I think that what I would describe as downhill, most people in this country would describe it as not downhill. It's going positive. Even though it's taking money out of their pockets, even though it's costing them at the gas pump, even though it's costing them at the grocery store, even though it's costing them because they're getting laid off, benefits are being, they don't see that as downhill. So I think it's subjective. And I think they're willing to pay that price until they're not willing to pay that price. And then some other Republican come along and say, hey, we've gone through the hard part. Now this country is going to actually take an upturn and everything's coming down. And all you have to do is make the promises and people abide and they'll go and they'll get elected. That's what's going to happen. So, in my opinion, first of all, I'd never be voted for anything because my ideals are going to be immensely unpopular. So, I wouldn't say it's downhill. I would say that the majority of the country thinks the country is on an upswing, no matter what the stock market does.
So who's your next? You say you lean centrist. Who's your next? Correct me. That's what you said, right? You lean in the you're center leaning,
Yes,
correct? Okay. So who's your next, or who do you have in mind to be the next president per se?
I don't see anybody I vote for. Quite honestly, I don't see anybody out there I
Okay.
vote
So
for.
what if I told you that I'm looking at a Kemp or a DeSantis as the next president?
No, I think DeSantis is. I, I, I vote for the governor of Texas before I vote for DeSantis, first and foremost. And I'd vote for RFK before I vote for Kemp. I just, yeah, no, not at all. And quite honestly, Harris is running
Why
against
you
him.
say that? What isn't it a fact we're looking at the next person who would be taking that mantle has to have some wins behind of them?
I mean, if you're asking me who I think is going to win, if there's an open running for Republican president, I think Vance is going to win
Why Vance? Why is that?
because Vance is the logical step. He's a logical step. First of all, Vance is going to be obedient. Vance is going to do what he's told, and Vance can cultivate and acclimate his the way that he actually conveys himself. He can shift that very very well. And for lack of a better say, he's obedient. He'll run the game plan. He'll run the play. So I think that works to his benefit. There'll be a lot less flashiness. I think. Um, there'll be a lot less like planes and stuff like that. It'll be a lot less of that. But I really think that he's probably the best. Now, as far as statesman is concerned, yeah, Marco Rubio sounds like he would be a logical choice, but Marco Rubio has too many ideas of his own, and that doesn't work well.
Okay.
I think on the Democratic side, Ben Shapiro and Gavin Newsom are going to end up being the front runners. I think Gavin Newsom is going to get his head bashed in over the state of California. They're going to beat him like a drum of the state of California. He won't be able to get out from under that. He just won't.
That's something we can agree on.
Wait, how come?
How come they're gonna drag
California's
him?
too left. It's way too. He carried that state way too left.
They're gonna drag him over the state of California. He's gonna get
Who's
drugged.
they?
Rest of the country,
And y'all need to be more specific. What are you talking about?
If Gavin Newsom
Talking
runs
about
for
the Democratic nomination.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm talking about what are you talking about that Newsom doesn't have a chance?
I'm saying,
Yeah, for
no, go ahead. Go ahead, my friend.
Uh huh. And I
so
want to know who's going to drag him too.
for instance, majority of, I mean, okay, let's start with taxes. It's way too much taxes, and we're looking at center people in the center, which have always helped the Democratic or even the Republican win the nomination of being president, is not going to go for more taxes. Because as you can see, California is now just about to introduce another tax on electric cars. So it's like, okay, these cars don't buy gas, so we have to figure out a way to tax these cars, right? So another tax, which is going to be introduced as a road tax. So it's like we can't have that. Not that we can't. A lot of people would reject that tax across the country. So
So,
yeah,
are you saying that the reason you said that he wouldn't have a chance or something like that is because he's from California and his way of
taxes,
leading is through taxation?
correct.
So, you think that, for example, the tariffs are a better solution on how to financially drive the country?
No,
No, I don't know. We're finding
the
out through President Trump, right? But
no,
I'm genuinely, do you think that or you just said you don't know?
the tariffs is a bad idea. Let's just call it for what it is. It's a bad idea. Um, because this is the thing. If you're going to have a war on tariffs to bring countries that you believe that is treating us unfairly, then the numbers have to add up. You can't say you have a deficit, and when asked how you come up when you how do you arrive at the deficit numbers, you just throw random numbers together and put some X's and Y's on a paper and say, look, this is how I came up with it. When we know that we buy more goods from, let's say, Canada than Canada buys from us. So that, yes, there will be a trade deficit because we have more people in America than in Canada. So the physical numbers are going to be different here. Same thing with China. Same thing with Australia. And we are using that number to then levy tariffs in these countries. So with that, the argument of the trade deficits is inaccurate, and we figured that out, right? So tariffs is a bad way to levy across the board if you're saying, okay, I want more um, manufacturing and different types of businesses to come home. If you levy them across the industries for which country you want them to move from, yes, that will work. For instance, he's telling Apple no that I don't want you to build. Again, he's dictating to Mr. Cook. I don't want you to build iPhones in India because Apple is thinking about moving a plant to India, and he's telling them straight up, "I don't want you to build iPhones in India." Like, okay, this man is something else.
But so if tariffs aren't the way and apparently taxation's not the way, then what's the way?
So, middle class has been running this country forever and a day, forever and a day. Small businesses, medium-sized businesses, has been running this country forever and a day. In fact, 70% of the workforce is in the in the small businesses, middle-sized businesses. So if you stimulate the growth with them, then we will have a bigger GDP.
But you can't
Reduce government
stimulate.
spending. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, but you can't. It's difficult to stimulate when we have such high corporate taxes here. So that's why
Reduce taxes. Correct. Reduce taxes, shrink the government, and let the uh, businesses grow the country.
Wait,
The
wait, wait, wait,
government
wait, wait. You got to go back. You got to go back. She said that we have high corporate taxes here.
lowered taxes.
Talk to me about that part because the majority of the top 200 actually have a tax structure to avoid most of those taxes. The highest cost of companies in the United States is not their taxes, it's the American worker. It is payroll. It is wages that
Payroll
cost
taxes.
them the
You have payroll
most.
taxes.
No, no, no. I'm not talking about payroll taxes. Hear me clearly. Hear me clearly. It
Hmm.
costs less to have somebody do the same job in another country because you have to pay them less than it does in America. That is the highest cost. It's not taxes. Corporate, the largest corporate companies, they know how to structure where they keep most of their money. I mean, the Alphabets, the Googles, the Apples, they structure that so they keep most of their money. Let's not play like that doesn't happen. I'm a small tiny guy and I figured that out. So literally they know how to do that. It's not taxes. It costs so much more to pay somebody 15, 16, 20, $21 an hour plus benefits, plus so much more in America than it costs to actually have that same item produced in another country where you don't have to pay those benefits. Is it fair? No. Is it right? Is it ethical? Maybe not. It's not. But it's the fact of business. And that's the part that we don't want to talk about. That's the
I think
difficult
we're going
part.
down two different roads.
No, well, I know because you're making this about taxes and corporate taxes, and that's why I put a pin in it right there because corporate taxes is not the issue. It's just not. It's
Hey,
factually not.
Let's rewind to the question. Let's rewind to the question. The question was, how would uh, Newsom not be good for
Well,
America?
I would answer it this way. First of all, he get beat over the head with the fact that California accounts. I mean, seriously, that accounts for what 50 or 60% of the nation's homeless population because of the fact that he just what 2020, 25, 26. They're facing a $12 billion shortfall in their economy. I mean, everything their healthcare costs. What is it? Medi-Cal program? They actually have like a $8 to $10 billion overspend. Everything that's important to Americans across this country, healthcare, homelessness, the real estate, everything that's important, physical responsibility, as in the economy. He's failed in all of those areas in California, and he's giving them ammunition to beat him over the head with. I mean, he has a what $320 billion budget proposal for California for this year, and even with that, he has to freeze enrollment for the low income people to enroll in Medicare. Literally, I mean, from economic growth to employment trends to everything, they're hurting. I mean, their job growth is less than 2%, which is slower than the national average. He has dropped the ball. What I'm saying is this: your opinion, yes or no, left or right, he's given them so much ammunition to beat him up on everything that's important to the average everyday American. He's going to get dragged by the Republicans. Let me make that specifically and clear. That's why he's going to get beat up because of those things. Now, you can dispute that or not. That's what they're coming to the table to beat him up with.
And by they, you mean who?
The Republicans. I mean, when he debates a Republican, they're going to say, "Hey, bro, 200 companies, 200, I don't know the exact number. It's 200 or so, 250 companies have left California since 2019. Come on, man. We're supposed to be bringing jobs back, and you can't even keep them in your state. There's far too much ammunition to beat him up with. He's just not a
What's
good
your
guy.
name over there on Clubhouse?
GA,
Oh, GA,
you,
GA.
you
How are
know
you?
me, Diana. How you doing?
I know you. And you know why I interrupted mid sentence? Somebody's got a question for you. They want to know
Yes,
something.
ma'am.
Would you like to talk about if Trump's going to pardon Diddy?
Oh,
What do you think? You think he's going to pardon Diddy?
I don't know. I hope he doesn't even. Oh, Lord Jesus. I mean, as far as
Suge
I'm,
Knight says he's going to pardon Diddy.
I, you know what? I don't know whether he is or whether he's not. Um, I hope he just lets that thing take care of itself. I, just, I mean, I'm a little irritated by that whole Diddy thing because everybody's like, "Oh my God, do you know what Diddy?" I mean, people that's been in the music industry's known this about Diddy for 20, 30 years. I mean, this is not a shocker, not a surprise, and the fact that it's a big deal now that he's been doing this forever. I'm just saying he's the latest on the list. I'm waiting after the Diddy trial's over and after Shannon Sharp's trial's over. Then the next person they're going to get is Russell Simmons. He's going to be the next one up. And then after Russell Simmons, they're going after Dr. Dre. That's going to be the next one up. It's just one by one.
I mean, that Diddy case is on another level. And you know who asked that? Our favorite reporter, Joseph. Joseph, you think? No,
I
really. Oh
did,
my God.
Diane.
I love when he breaks down these cases. It's amazing. What do you think, Joseph?
I don't think that Trump is going to pardon Diddy, but I mean, we'll see. Diddy may not even get convicted.
It sounds like he is getting quite the sympathy from a lot of different people. I've been shy. I said it here a couple nights. I went off. I just don't know how anybody's defending either one of them. I'm over here thinking to myself, like, dang, it is just a different way, I guess, of having what is it? Mm, grace? Because to me, it was heartbreaking to find out that Cassie was arranging all the girls and all the boys, and I don't know. It it definitely made it so that I couldn't just hold her in the same heart in which um, I think some victims that would be in her same position would have responded. And the biggest thing was bringing in other people into that. You know, I don't know. I struggle with that. So we'll see what happens to him. I will be shocked if he just gets let go scot free. That's going to be real shocking, Joseph.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the RICO charges are definitely something to watch for as we go through the trial over the next couple weeks. Because even if they don't prove the sex trafficking, they can still get him on like the drug distribution or witness tampering, and those can still carry a really hefty sentence.
Is it true that they found letters in his cell where he was trying to pay off witnesses?
I don't know. I did hear that prior to the trial starting, there were allegations that he was trying to mess with witnesses.
I'm with you, Diana. I think that, and I'll say this before people that are in the music industry, they knew that all of these people were facilitating a lot of this. We're just waiting to see how much of it comes out. Because even with like the R. Kelly thing, everything didn't come out. Everything didn't come out. Everybody didn't tell the truth. But, and we're trying to see whether everything comes out. And just interested in this. I mean, most people knew that everybody that he's dealt with facilitated most of those parties. He didn't particularly call anybody and say, "Hey, come." No, he had someone do that, and she was doing that. So to that's why we have one wave's eyebrow when she's like, "I'm a victim." No, you weren't, lady. You were calling to set these parties up. You were making the arrangements. You was getting the caterers. You was getting the dancers. You, come on, man. Who's it? But you know what? America buys stuff hook, line, and sinker all the time. So we're just waiting to see how deep it goes because probably everybody, and I hadn't seen a witness list, but probably everybody that's going to get up there and get on the stand should probably be in the defendant's chair as well. So we just going to see how it goes down. I don't think the RICO stuff is going to stick, though. Just honestly, I just don't think they're going to. I think they threw spaghetti at the wall, and they're going to see what they can pull out of it. But I just don't think the RICO stuff is going to stick. I don't see it, but I could be wrong. That's my opinion.
I mean, I get that. Looking at kind of how scattered it looks, it's like, okay, what are they going for? But the federal government has a 90% conviction rate on RICO conspiracy charges, and that's what he's charged with.
Now, in his previous cases, those RICO charges were dropped, right?
There was a civil lawsuit, and in that civil lawsuit, I believe RICO charges were dropped, but they are still on in the federal
Yeah,
case.
they're still on this one.
It's going to be interesting. I just think it's. I'm just chuckling at the fact that they don't have Beijing in jail, so he looks like somebody's grandpa. That's just entertaining to me. Beijing is the hair color of choice by black men of affluence. That's the name brand of it.
Oh, so you're saying because his grays are showing in court, he's not touching up his hair?
Yeah, he can't touch it up. They won't allow Beijing in jail. There's nobody to come and color his hair. So yeah, he's he's looking his whole age.
Yeah, I actually have a different perspective on the whole Cassie situation. I think that she was 19 when they met. She was signed to his record label, and it was apparently a very strict contract. And I think that when you're in that situation, you're in an abusive relationship, you are being kind of controlled and manipulated, and you're fucked up on drugs, as she said. I think sometimes people who wouldn't normally do that kind of shit find themselves doing, some messed up stuff.
Bingo. You're the first person I've heard say it. The
What's
What?
drug
up, Barth?
addiction. Huh?
Just said, what's up, Barth?
Hey, how are you?
Hey Bart, you know what?
Just rocks,
Rude.
let me
You
tell you.
you were saying the drug administration?
No, drug addiction will make you do some fucked up shit. I was glad I was just a gutter drunk. I mean, I don't know many people that sucked a pecker for a bottle of Jack Daniels, but I met a ton that did some crazy shit for drugs. And you will make decisions you normally would not make. And he was essentially her administrator of said drugs. Not just any drugs. We're talking about that pink cocaine. And you put somebody on an opioid or any type of drug regimen and you let them get to where they start feeling sick, you'll do some sick shit. But I think and if Trump pardons him, he will become my number one hated person in the world. You heard it here
Oh,
first.
wow. That's very cool.
What? Diddy or Trump, Bart?
Trump will be my number one hated person in the world
Ooh, look at that. And he loves Trump.
Whoa.
if he pardons Diddy.
Diana, I thought I'd never hear those words come out of Bart. Okay.
I know. Clip it.
I've been if Trump was to pardon Diddy in any way, I'm done with him. I'm not saying I'm going to turn a liberal. Don't get me wrong.
Bro, you see you just wake people up from the bed, bro.
Yeah,
Huh?
That
everybody's
statement,
waking up now.
you know what I'm saying?
No, I've
Saying
been
if you,
listening to y'all.
Say it again, boss. You gotta
Man,
wake up some more people in this room.
whoa, I'm watching the shit out of some lightning. Y'all should check this out. This is amazing. Just
Hey,
watch this.
hey, Bart. Let me ask you this question: If
Go
Trump
ahead.
pardon, if Trump pardons R. Kelly, would you be okay with that?
No. Fuck no. Anybody that is like, it's a difference between being accused.
How about Derek Chauvin?
I was going to ask
Bo
that
Derek. Remember
next.
her? Is that what you just said? Shit, I hadn't thought about her.
Derek Derek Chauvin. If he pardons
Oh,
Derek.
I think you said Bo Derek. You
No,
remember
no,
her?
Derek.
No, I'm taking pictures of the lightning.
What if he
My favorite.
pardons Derek? What would you do? Would you still say that? Okay, I'm still with him.
Taylor, I can't hear a word you're saying. Oh, did you see that lightning?
Hey, Bart. How
Speaker?
about
Yeah.
pardoning Derek Chauvin, the dude that was on the on the guy's neck and he died?
Oh.
That
If
dude.
Trump pardoned him?
Yeah. How would you feel
Is that
about
your
that?
question? You know, I would kind of be like a little bit disappointed if he got involved. Let's just say that.
Okay, I can take that, Bart. I can take it.
Like, I don't think I think he's got bigger issues and other shit to deal with. I'm not saying that's not important, but I mean, that's what courts are for. And isn't he like he's in? I know there's. You know what? It's gonna happen. He's gonna get off. There's something coming up. I bet.
You think
And it's gonna
so?
start a freaking race war. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
MTG, Marjorie Taylor
Yeah.
Greene is advocating real hard for him to be pardoned.
I know she's a dumbass. She's another one who just needs to keep her fucking mouth shut. It's
Yeah,
annoying.
she really is an absolute nutcase. Like if there's one
Like it's
person,
embarrassing.
yeah,
Like
it's crazy.
every party has that couple guys that are people that you're just like, fuck. We would be a lot better if they did not get voted in because they become like the face of it. Everybody's excuse, like Matt Gates, Matt Gates. Like, pretty glad he's out of the news.
Bart, I was so disappointed to see Maxine Waters talking again. I was like, oh God, why is she talking?
You say that again? You were disappointed about Maxine Waters? What?
Just talking, doing interviews again. I was like, please, nobody interview her.
Ah,
Please, God.
yeah. Uh, you know that? Oh, that was a good one. That sorry, let me turn the scanner down. The Crockett lady, or girl, young woman, whatever I should call her. What do I call her? Lady, woman, what's appropriate?
Yeah, she's. I
Crockett,
think
Miss
she's 30.
Crockett,
You can call her
down
young.
in
She's
Texas.
really decided to put herself out there like she's like the Marjorie Taylor Greene of the Democrats, in my opinion.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Marjorie. I don't have a problem with Jasmine Crockett because most of her clips are on the
That's
floor
a
of
good
the
one.
Senate. The problem I have with Marjorie Taylor Greene is she says more stuff to the press than she says actually in committee meetings. And my thing is, at least Jasmine Crockett's talking on the floor of, she's talking in committee meetings, in Congress. That's where her
Come
clips
on,
come from.
feller. Marjorie Taylor Greene ain't gonna pass up a chance to make an ass of herself
I
on
know.
in all those Senate or whatever it is, Congress
Yeah.
meetings. She always
She gets
talks.
kicked
She's
out.
one of them. Like,
She gets she
but
gets kicked out
I
all the
mean,
time, Bart.
I know, but you're saying she's not involved. I mean, are you talking about like different specific committees she just is known to not be involved
No,
in?
what I'm saying is
Mhm.
all of her clips are the crazy stuff that she says, or if she says something, all the reporting is her standing in front of like a group of
She
mics
finds a way to
recording.
make it about her. It's annoying as fuck.
Yeah. I'm like,
And the other one's that fucking. I don't know why I want to call her Lorena Bobbitt. Maybe because like that's what I just like. I fear for if she's married that crazy bitch from or I don't know, whatever
In
the crazy bitch from
Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah, what's her name? Bobart,
Oh,
some
Lauren
shit.
Boebert.
Yeah, that is like one of those you're like, oh, please don't bring her up in an argument because I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, Jasmine Crockett says she won't get married until after she's done serving in Congress.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
she said
Why's that?
she said that she wants to be concentrated and focus on her job, so she's not going to get married or have kids until after she's done serving in Congress.
So,
How old is she?
is she saying like she's like she's gonna? There's a loophole in there. She's gonna go to senator probably, but like, or is she saying like she's only got like 2 more years left in
I
politics
don't think she's going
and
to
she's
stay
doing
much
some.
longer. I really don't.
Interesting. See, I could see her.
She can't have any kids when she's done with Congress. Come on now.
Yeah, how old is
She's
she?
barely
She's
30,
She better get
bro.
44.
on that horse.
She's barely 30.
She's 44.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, she's 44.
Oh,
Oh,
she's
she can't. She should
44?
not be having kids. I'm sorry. I
That's
would tell
I
her
did
right.
that.
not know that. My bad, bro.
Yeah, she missed that train.
Yeah, she's not having no
I mean,
kids.
I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I would just,
Like 10 years.
yeah, like shit. I think half the problem I am the way I am is because my mom had me at 38. Yeah, respect the spectrum.
That gets me every time, boy.
Hey, GA, go to sleep.
I am. I am. I'm getting nasty messages from my fiance in the chat, but
Wait a second.
In the chat.
not in the chat. I'm sorry.
Not you putting her on blast.
You are in a room with your fiance. Are you guys not the same house?
No, we're engaged. We're not married. We don't live together.
Okay. Well, what are you like saying? I'm a bad person because old Pearl and I were doing the nasty and living together before we got married? I mean, why so
No,
judgmental?
no, not judgmental, boy. Absolutely not, sir. Not me. I don't get on that
No,
train.
I'm just kidding.
No, but I didn't mean in the chat. I'm sure she sends me messages telling me to go to bed. She always fusses at me.
Oh,
Don't
she's
do it.
not on here listening, is what
Yeah,
I'm saying. I just imagine y'all like
she's
sitting.
down in
She
the
is.
listening lounge. She's in the listening lounge.
Wait, is this Clubhouse or
This is
Chatter? I gotta
Clubhouse.
meet her.
Clubhouse. She's on Clubhouse.
Tell her to come up. I want to talk to her. Share my cookie with her.
I don't even know whether she's. Let me text her. But
All right, we'll do it another night. It is
yeah,
late. Kind of lost my steam. Well, it's good to talk to you.
always, Bart.
And you heard it here. If Trump gets even involved, if he gets involved in that Chauvin thing, I'm like, it's gonna be like a kind of disappointment. Like, really, dude? Like, let, I mean, do people think he should get involved? I don't know. I wouldn't think so.
I don't think it should.
Absolutely not.
Okay. But like, what if, all right, I don't even know if you'd have this power. If like, say the Minnesota courts, am I incorrect by thinking or seeing that I think I heard last week that there's something that he maybe let out or something, or there's another, like, anybody else hear that?
He's got state charges and federal charges. I think Trump can pardon him on the federal charges. I don't think he can do anything
Correct.
about state charges.
And
I
the
think
other,
If Trump does that, I, I mean, I'd actually be shocked. He knows that the liberals are waiting for him to do something like that, baiting him. And you really, I mean, I don't think
I
he'll do
don't
it.
think he'll get involved. I think the only way he gets involved is that somebody like Bannon or Stephen Miller drags him into it. But I don't think it's on his radar.
regardless of
I
who,
think they're so laser focused on the main issues:
that'll be total
securing the border,
chaos.
getting this fucking economy figured out, finding jobs for Americans. I mean, I hope it. Yeah,
Now,
that's tough.
if his approval ratings start tanking again, like they were,
They're up crazy high right now.
And I know right now, but they were tanking before. They were going down before
You
that.
ever been polled for anything in your life?
Well, I listen, listen, listen. That's not the point. If his approval
No,
rating,
answer my question. Like these
yeah,
approval
I
ratings and
have
polls,
for
like,
Florida.
yeah,
huh?
but let me.
I
This is
have.
what I'm saying. I'm
For
thinking
what?
that if his
When they say one
approval,
of these polls, like 72.8% of Americans think Trump is uh, lying about not wanting to file his taxes or whatever that
yeah,
was a long time ago. Like, I've never been asked a fucking random question like that.
but Bart, you got to admit that he pays attention to that stuff, and it does bother him. You got to admit that the
But
polls
you
do
got to
bother him.
admit,
Correct.
he pays attention to that stuff and he does fuck with y'all. I promise you.
He
I played
know
golf. Hold
he
on, listen to
knows
this. It'll make
he
sense.
knows.
I played a lot of golf. Played a lot of golf with some like crazy ass people. And when you play golf, you get like crazy ideas. I promise you. Some guy was like about to make a putt. And he's like, guy was like, all right, 47. If I sink this putt, you got to say, you got to pick that country where there's only penguins that live there and add them to the list. That will fucking make the liberals and the media go. I promise you he does shit like that. Distractions.
Okay, I don't disagree with you. All I'm saying
That's
is
correct.
that I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying that more than any other president, I believe the polls, that's something he pay attention to, and he wants to be seen in a positive light. All I'm saying is this. I don't think he get involved with the Derek Chauvin thing. But I think, say for instance, across the board, if his approval rating dips below 30%, I believe he'll reach out and he'll figure out where like people like Black America sit on the Diddy thing. And he'll go one way or the other. I think he'll voice that kind of opinion on stuff. Do you see what I'm saying?
I
I
think
think
the
he
extent
will
of
do
his
that.
voicing anything is going to be on Twitter or Truth.
Oh yeah,
And he's going to be
absolutely.
like,
Yeah, I agree with you. I think sometimes he just says shit just to get press, especially if he's,
100%.
yeah,
100%.
especially if he's being criticized for something that he's doing. He's really good at just saying something nuts to kind of shift the narrative away from what he doesn't want talked about.
Ross, I promise you, he's got a list in his pocket of like the next 10 things just in case to either say to distract, say to something. And I mean, there's people that have this. We'll plan it. All right, we're going to release this news around 10 a.m. That'll really get the media fired up, but we won't tell them this stuff till like 4 or the Friday drop. I mean, there's so much behind all this shit. We're just like fucking the what are we? They're the puppet masters. When you love to be a fly, go ahead. Sorry.
No, exactly. And celebrities do it all the time. And he wasn't only on The Apprentice, he was an executive producer.
He
So
was
for
in Home Alone, Ross.
he
Like
was.
the greatest scene ever. I mean, he's
So,
literally been a household name for a long time.
and he
That's
knows,
yeah,
yeah, he knows what the American public responds to just from
exactly.
those that decade on television and seeing the numbers every single night.
He's also one that understands not all bad press is bad press. Keeps you in the, I mean, keeps you new. Like, I think we all know somebody on the app that's pretty damn good at that.
He got pissed off when they took his scene out of Home Alone. Ooh, he got pissed off when they took
They
it
did?
out of the new release. Yeah, they took his scene out.
Now that's horse shit. I don't understand that. I think that's the thing that drives me the most insane about liberals is like finding random shit to like make their cause and believe in and try and get done. It's like y'all are just a bunch of HOA board members living at the villages, just like riding your golf carts around looking for people's hoses who aren't fucking tied up the right way. So
Measuring
that you can be
grass,
known as
Bart.
the guy that I'm the one that got Donald Trump out of Home Alone.
Measuring
Have
grass,
you ever
Bart.
been to the villages, Bar?
They riding around measuring
No,
grass.
but
Your grass is over
my
20
brother in
inches
law, we
high.
that was like our because my in laws, they're kind of they're like on the I wouldn't say they have a place in North Carolina in the mountains, and they're like the younger demographic of people that live there. Does that make sense? Like, say they're in their 50s or whatever, and most
Yeah, I
people
got
that,
you.
like that are up there in this thing they're involved in are like in their 70s. So like that was always our joke. Like, hey, they're headed back to the villages. Yeah, if you don't know what the villages is, highest STD rate per capita in all of Florida.
But you know, it's actually villages. Why they call it the villages? There's like small little neighborhoods,
You're
and then
talking where
like
the old people live.
and they and there's like a bunch of them grouped together.
I know.
Why
You
they
remember the
call it the
commercials?
villages?
Like when we're in, I can just remember that, like in fucking high school. I'm 45. Like the villages. I don't know how their jingle went. Ross, you remember their jingle? The
No, I cannot say that I remember that jingle. Sorry.
You remember the commercial? The old people, they're always playing tennis, and you're like, you know that some bitch broke a hip. She cannot. Yeah, the villages. But seriously, have you ever seen like some of the stats and shit or shows they've done on like the villages? Because you gotta remember, like most the chicks there, their husband died. So like, if you're a dude living in the villages and you got like half a head of hair, you're fucking Brad Pitt. You were slaying. You get to like pick which blue hair you get to take back on your golf cart.
Bart, down here in where I live, let me tell you what, they have pool parties. They have wine Wednesdays where
Mm-hmm.
they have free wine. You take a bottle of wine up to your room. They got free bar. They have food truck Tuesdays where they have about 8 different food trucks. They have full out parties. They have fireworks on 4th of July. I told my kids, I said, dude, if y'all ever have to put me in a home, put me there. That's where
I
I
mean,
am.
it's kind of a cool concept if you think about it.
They are
Like,
having a
if
party
you have to get
every
put in a
day.
home, because there's like stages before the home. I think an old person, like as an old person, like what I fear the most is like when my kids say, "Yo, we're gonna need that driver's license." Not that I would still, that's got to be tough for an old person. But like, send them to the villages. Don't let them go on wet t-shirt night. Be a little droopy. Um,
Hey, the nurses over there are fire. I have a lot of clients that stay over there that live in those places because they start at like
you hit up
8.
bingo night, don't you? I
You
know
know
you
what? I
do.
have called bingo night, Bart. I have. I
I
have done it.
fucking God. I see.
I've got
I'm.
clients over there, man. They got money.
Mm,
8 to 12 grand a month. Yeah, they got money.
yeah. What's the oldest woman you ever hooked up with?
My ex-wife, my first wife was 11 years older than I was.
Damn. How old were you when y'all met?
18.
Damn. That's impressive. Was she your babysitter? I'm just
No,
kidding.
she was actually my
Um,
boss.
okay, keep going. What'd you do for a living? What at the time?
At the time, I mean, we met when I got a job at, was it Taco Bell or McDonald's, one of the two, in high school, and she was the manager there.
That's what I'm saying.
So
So she was your boss.
yeah, she was my boss. She hired me, and
Hmm.
we ended up dating. I moved out when I was 16, and
Wow.
I enlisted in the military, and we got married before I went off to AIT. Yep.
Respect. Oh, that's pretty good. 11 years older. Hmm. Pearl just turned 40. About time to trade her in. I'm just kidding. She is flawless. I'm 45. I did pretty. No, she's 39. Shit. I do not need to say she's 40.
Ooh,
She's.
you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna be living outside.
These rooms aren't recorded, are they? Just kidding. No, she is 40. April 19th, 1985. Shit, I don't do math after 9. Yeah, I think she just turned 40.
I went the other way. My fiance is I'm 53 and she's 41.
There you go. Was she, no, okay. Does she want to have kids?
Oh no. Oh no, I'm not having any more kids, bro. That's a wrap on that.
What I wasn't asking about you.
And
Is that
she doesn't
something
want any
like?
more
I'm
kids.
sure you did, but like coming into the relationship, she like that was established earlier. Like I don't want any more kids. Like she said that, right?
Yeah, absolutely, positively. Yeah, I'm not doing that
Mm.
anymore. My oldest is 31, man. I'm not doing. I'm
All
50.
right. Did you get the snip? You got a snip.
Oh, she can't
That's
have any more. She can't have any more.
all right. You need to get a snip. That way you don't have to ever worry about it.
Yeah, I don't need.
For those of y'all that end up doing the snip, I recommend booking your appointment on the Thursday of either the start of the Masters or the Thursday of the start of the NCAA basketball tournament. Get about 4 bags of pays and lay on the couch all weekend.
That's what I heard.
That's what I did. I did the Masters. Attack wood, y'all.
Yeah, I'm so hurt that his son didn't make the cut, man. I was looking forward to him.
I don't know about it. Was there a major or something, or was he trying to do a tournament local?
No, he was trying to make the cut. I want to say the Open, but don't quote me on that. It,
Oh, probably like because that would be amateur
yeah,
stuff
he was
that he could
trying
get
to. He
in.
missed the cut.
Have you seen what's his face? John Daly's kid?
No, I haven't seen him, but I saw
They
John
like
Daly.
played. They've played a few rounds
Is he
together.
good?
Same age. Like they're both like, and you can imagine what John Daly's kid might look like if you close your eyes, and that's what he looks like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because John Daly just had
Um.
another surgery, and I just saw him, and he looks like Santa Claus.
Who?
John Daly.
Oh yeah. He lives not too far from where I live. And back when I used to be a gutter drunk and go to Tunica all the time, we would definitely run into each other a lot. He actually owned a bar that, yeah, he likes to drink, and he's a huge Hogs fan. So he comes down to Oxford anytime Arkansas plays.
Yeah, I heard he's a pretty fun guy to be around.
Oh, he's cool as shit. He really is. He, oh man, I played slots next to him one night. He was going, I want to say $100 a pole, but it's like if you want to play the max, it's like 3 or 5 credits. So it's like 3 or 5 a pull. I don't know how long he was on that machine, but it was a good 8 hours straight.
Yeah. Well, Bart, we're getting ready to shut down Clubhouse, so and I'm getting
Oh
ready.
well, fuck. Cool. Hey,
It,
enjoy
it,
talking with you.
it was good talking to you, brother.
All right, Ross. I got to get back to work.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to bed. It is 4 a.m. on the East Coast, but
Holy shit.
yeah.
Hey, I got to tell you, Joseph, for real, since no one's listening, I think you are extremely talented at this little investigation show you got going. And Adriana, too. Is it Adriana? I'm bad with names.
It's Adrian.
Adrian. Okay, Adriana, too. She is in that. I love her Dateline, but you guys, I think you really are onto something here.
Thank you,
And
Scott.
like seriously are onto something. Like